Ooh, hello, early gang. Never been this early before. Hello, hello, welcome. I hope everyone's been well. We are back for another Sketchbook live stream. So, if you also want to bust out your sketchbook or your crafts, whichever you're working on, feel free. And we're going to hang out for a few hours. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. So I'm going to be using some paint markers, and let's see, what do I want to use here? Hi, hello. As usual, my art supplies is going to be listed in the description. What do I want to use today for these colors? Yes, oh my god, I finally managed to catch a stream again. I missed the last one. Aw, thanks for coming. I'm glad you were able to make it. Hello, hello. I love doing live streams. I used to be really scared of them, but I'm so happy to have a community with all of you where I really enjoy them, and I'm excited to do them. Hi, hello, is that Momo? It is. No Stranger Things for this spread. No, I'm sorry. So this is for the May favorites. I just finished watching the new season of Stranger Things yesterday, like literally last night. Well, which episodes are out right now. But yes, so May favorites. So we've got the first up here is Momo, which for those of you who don't know is my original character. And I know I have been advertising this to death, but you know, I really hope that she can get funded. But I made a plushie. It's hard to get in the frame here. Give me 1 second here. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, I've been advertising this plushie. So it's with Makeship. I have the link in the description. And I think she turned out so cute. I love the little like felt add-ons on the face, and then you can see the little blush underneath, and they got the removable bat, and we have her little patch, her little gloves, so cute. And then Momo embroidered on the back. I love all the little details. They did such a great job. I love the eyes. It's really, really fun. But yeah, she's only available for a limited time, and we have to sell 200 in the next like 2 weeks in order for her to actually get into production. I think we're at 20% funded right now. And if it doesn't go through, of course, everyone will be given a full refund. So if you back the project and unfortunately it doesn't make it, then you will get your full refund back. But anyway, she's going to be available for the next 2 weeks, and then that'll be it. So I hope we can get her funded, because I think she turned out really cute. Anyway, so let's actually get into this sketchbook session here. Sorry about the shameless promo. So I am going to use this beigey color. Last month, I think it was last month, I got a couple new paint marker colors. So just some lighter tones, which is handy to have. So how is everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. It's springtime here. Oh, okay, hold on, sorry. Let me bring us back down. There we go. Hi, Tina in chat. I have to pull an all-nighter tonight, so this stream is really great to keep me company. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry that you have to pull an all-nighter, but I'm glad that we can keep you company. Oh my god, Tina, I'm literally drawing Nick and Charlie too. I love that so much. Yeah, we'll get to Heartstopper at the bottom here. I'm obsessed. Thanks so much for the nice comments about my plushie. Thank you. LOL, I think self-promotion on your own stream is appreciated. I mean, it makes sense, right? I graduated high school last week, so I'm officially a free woman. Oh, Q free woman by Lady Gaga, congrats. Is the other girl Rina? Yes. I'm very, 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 very much obsessed with Rina Sawayama, who is over here. I got the absolute pleasure of seeing her in concert at the beginning of May, and it's crazy because I bought the tickets to see her back for 2020, so it literally had been 2 years, because Miss Pandemi Lovato. So we finally got to have the concert, or I finally got to see her. I didn't put out the concert. And she was incredible. She was so good. Such a great performer. Vocal was amazing. Costumes, the visuals. Did I say that already? It was worth the wait. She was so, so good. And then she recently dropped a new single called This Hell, and I've been listening to that on repeat. And I'm just realizing I feel like this color is way too dark. I got excited talking about Rina. So maybe I'm just going to fill in the whole thing, and then maybe when it's dry, I will lighten up areas and go over top, because I'm thinking this might be too dark. But yeah, This Hell, Rina Sawayama's new single, is so catchy, so fun. The lyrics are perfect for Pride Month. I live. Hey everyone, hi. I'm so excited because I have an exam tomorrow, and that makes me so happy. Hopefully that Tinder bot doesn't crash the party again. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so yeah, for those of you who weren't here for my previous live stream, this was a new experience for me. For whatever reason, I had these like Tinder bots that kept like entering the chat, which I've never experienced before. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. If it does, I apologize in advance, and hopefully I catch it before it goes for too long. But yeah, let's get into the hair. Do this baby bubblegum pink, of course, and then maybe this coral for some of the darker areas. Finally here on time. Yay! Thanks for coming. Glad you made it. Sorry we're a little bit farther. It's easier when I'm doing this side of the page because it's like the way that the camera's angled, but hopefully this isn't too far. Can I zoom in? Oh, wow, I can. Cool. I didn't know that I could do that. Hopefully the zoom in doesn't make the quality lower, but in any case. Have you seen Stranger Things Season 4 yet? Love the song Running Up the Hill by Kate Bush. Absolutely stellar. If you get a chance to slip into some 80s vibes. Yes, I was actually just mentioning earlier, I just finished watching all of the episodes for the new season of Stranger Things last night. And yeah, it was quite the epic reveal at the end of the 7th episode. Very exciting. Yeah, the Kate Bush song is great. I was familiar with Kate Bush for her song Wuthering Heights, right? Is that the song title? But yeah, it was a good choice for Max's favorite song. I personally don't mind spoilers, but I don't want to ruin it for people who don't want to hear spoilers, and who haven't seen the whole all the new episodes yet. So I won't give any spoilers because I know that not everyone has seen it, I'm sure. And but yeah, I paced myself. I didn't binge the whole thing in like one evening. I managed to watch it over like a week-ish, I would say. The episodes were very long. So, yeah, I do like I liked the season so far. I mean, there's still 2 episodes left. But I do think that it kind of suffered from having to balance too many characters and too many locations. It just felt a little bit disconnected and like dragged out in some spots. Like I find that happens with most TV shows as the seasons go on. Like they have to keep upping the ante, and so you keep adding more characters, more locations. The scope gets bigger and bigger and bigger, but sometimes that's not always better, I guess. So yeah, like I feel like the best part of Stranger Things was when all of like the core characters were together and they were sort of displaced from like California and Hawkins, which was kind of a shame. So hopefully in the last 2 episodes we get to see them all merge together. Sorry to fuel the spoiler vibes. Watched it all with my one night with my boyfriend. Let me tell you, I couldn't relate more to Max's fave song and her experience. I'm so glad you got to see it. Yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed Max a lot in this season. She really got to shine. Her character and like the actress as well. Yeah, they haven't really phased any major characters out over the course of the show. It's an issue. Yeah, it's hard, right? Because like I'm definitely someone who gets, like attached to characters, and it's always a shame when it like if a character gets phased out, but it's tricky when you keep adding new characters and you're just adding on top. So it's just like there's so many characters to juggle. I think I found this to be the case with Never Have I Ever as well as Sex Education, like which are very different shows, but kind of suffer the same problem when you, as the seasons go on, you add more characters. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it though. Like I still enjoyed the seasons, and I'm still going to continue watching it, of course. I love how angular and dynamic your characters are. So cool. So many cool shapes. Oh, thank you so much. I watch the explanation, helps a lot and reduces watch time. Yes, very long. Were you a Disney princess kid or were you an anime and Monster High kid? So I was both a Disney kid and an anime kid. So not Monster High though. I'm a little bit older. I'm a millennial. So Monster High was not something that that didn't exist when I was younger. Or at least not to my knowledge. I think Monster High is more of like a newer addition to the world of media. So yeah, I loved Disney, loved anime, still do. So that was me. That was my thing. Okay, this is dry. So I'm gonna go in with this lighter color. Whoops. I always put my hand in the wet paint. And we're gonna do this because it's gonna look really weird, but hopefully it all comes together. I'm like going in reverse, which is kind of confusing, but yes, your art is so unique and bright. I adore the way you draw humans. Thank you. Yeah, human characters are definitely my usual thing. I do want to continue to introduce creatures and animals into my work because I think they pair really well with human characters, but in due time. It feels weird to do this like very like dynamic shading on such a cutesy. She looks so intense. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up just filling in the whole thing with this lighter color, but we'll see. I find it's easier to go from light to dark than it is from dark to light. So I'm like, my brain is working overtime with this. It's crazy you bring up Monster High because I found out that they're making a live action version on Nickelodeon this fall. Interesting. I mean, the fashion is definitely going to look great, I'm sure. Like I'm vaguely familiar with Monster High. And I know that the fashion is like really fun, and I feel like it really is like that early 2000s Y2K energy that people are obsessed with right now. So that makes a lot of sense to do that. But I'm just thinking about like when they did that like live action Bratz or even live action Winx, right? Like I wasn't a Winx kid. Again, I'm like a little bit older, so that wasn't something I grew up with, but I know people kind of consider that to be a bit of a disaster. So I don't know. These live action remakes are questionable a lot of the time. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, okay, what color to do? Do you ever get bothered when people make fun of Canadians saying out? I don't really get bothered by people talking about the Canadian accent. It's not something that I really notice too much, except for so for those of you who don't know, I'm Canadian, and I, through the years, I've heard that we have an accent in comparison to, I guess, all of America has like a lot of different accents to begin with. So, yeah, I think it's this similar thing with Canada. Like, I think our accents are not quite as varied as America, but we do have, I think when you go a little bit more east, it's a little bit more obvious. But I know, yeah, sorry. The way we say sorry is like really obvious, like sorry versus sorry, right? That's like the one, like the aboot. I never understood that one. That I've never heard anyone actually say aboot. But the sorry, that one I know. A boot versus about. Yeah, I've never heard a boot personally. I say about, but I mean, who knows? I'm trying to find the right color for her eyes, and I don't really have a comparable color for them, so I might, because as you can see in the plushie here, it's kind of like a grayed out brown that I use for the plushie. Normally I go for like a muted brown, kind of like a warm brown. So maybe I'll try this like muted purple. It's the Molotow markers, I find the lid and the actual color is like quite different, so it makes my life kind of challenging in the sense of getting the right color. So I'm gonna actually use this peachy color. Always deceives me because it looks like it's gonna be lighter than it is. I am Egyptian, but I think that Canadian accent is not that different from an American accent. Yeah, it's very similar, generally, I think. I've heard Avril Lavigne pronounce it as a boot in old interviews about during her Let Go era. Yeah, you know what? Avril Lavigne, she grew up in Napanee, which is like a smaller, Ontario city, so that might be why the way she pronounced certain things were a little bit more obvious, I guess. I mean, yeah, Napanee is like pretty small. Let's see, I need a red. We need a red for her lips. Speaking of Avril, she's going here in for a concert. Yeah, she's been doing a tour. I know I saw she was in Toronto recently. My friend went to see her, which is very fun. Yeah, I kind of love that she is basically just doing like the exact same look, the same music, the same vibe that she did like years and years ago. And it's kind of perfect because that's what people love her for. So if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Have you watched the show Trailer Park Boys? Adored that Canadian show, to be honest. I have a lot of friends who love that show. I never watched it personally, but yeah, I know a lot of people really love that show. It's not really my kind of thing, I guess. I'm sure if I were to like sit down and watch a couple episodes, I'd probably find it funny, but it was just not something that ever really stuck out to me as something I gravitated towards. But let's see. Now I need a shadow color for her eyes. I might go ahead and just stick with this like purple vibe because I don't really want to use brown, I don't think. Maybe I will. I don't know. This purple might not be quite right. But that's the beauty of markers, acrylic markers, is that they're opaque. So I put a color down, I don't like it, I can just wait for it to dry and try again. Which is why this medium is so great for live streams, because I'm very distracted with the art and the chat, so I usually make some questionable choices sometimes. Okay, also I need to do our eyebrows, which now running into that problem again with the color of, okay, maybe I should introduce a brown. Let's see. Maybe. Are you into K-pop? I am. I'm a little bit newer to the K-pop world, but for those of you who have been following me who follow me a little closer, you'll know that I'm obsessed with BTS. And I've also been into Stray Kids, and just recently I've been getting into 17 because my friend got us tickets to see them in September in Toronto. I'm very excited. So I've been kind of falling into that world, the diamond life, right? Is that what people call it in the 17 fandom? The carrots? I'm learning. I feel like Momo would be the girl who'd beat up the one that she likes just to get their attention or something. I mean, maybe. She could be. She's definitely a fire sign. She's got that Aries energy. Okay, this, I knew it. This is too dark. This is not what I want. All right, we're going to commit to it for now, and then we're going to maybe go over top of it with something else, because that is not the vibe that I want for this. Yeah, you've slipped into the diamond life. Yeah, we're slowly but surely. I mean, there's 13 members, so it's going to take me a while to pick them all out, but I'm getting there. I'm slowly recognizing them. But yeah, their new single, Hot, is such a fun song. I've been listening to on repeat. It's so fun. So fun. Are you a Blink or an ARMY? Yes, love BTS. BTS is always going to be my number one for sure. I have a couple YouTube videos actually doing BTS stuff. Let me show you what I have in here. I have, where is it? Where did it go? I do have a BTS thing in here somewhere. Well, I don't know what happened to it. Here's another illustration of Momo, which is a YouTube video as well. Oh, there it is. I made this as a YouTube video where I painted this screenshot from their Boy with Love music video. My BFF had been threatening me to watch Heartstopper, and I feel bad for putting it off for so long. Well, your friend has good taste because I am personally head over heels for Heartstopper. I binged the show in 2 or 3 days, I think, and then I started reading the webtoon. I'm in love. I just ugly cried so much while watching it. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you're looking for a really like just sweet, wholesome, heartwarming coming of age story. It's just really refreshing amongst, like the euphorias and the like really high drama teen TV shows. I'm here for a good time. I don't want to be stressed. So Heartstopper was perfect. Before the show came out, I read the books and was so happy when the show came out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't even imagine what it would have been like to have been, yeah, like a fan of the books and the graphic novel beforehand because I did it in reverse. Like I started reading it after the fact, but they did such a good job with all the little details. Like even just down to the shoes. Like how Charlie wears Converse and then the what's his name? Kit? What's I'm having a brain fart. What's his name again? I remember the actor's name is Kit, right? Kit Connor. Like his character wears Vans, right? Like they just got it, all the little details. It's so good. Also, I was shaking the paint marker. I apologize for the sound. She looks so intense. The show is very colorful too. I really liked it. Nick, thank you. Nick. Should I just write it down before I forget? I've been I've been reading the webtoon and I'm still like, what are their names again? I always do that. I do that with like when I find out the actors' names, I like mix it up. Okay, let's see. I started reading the webcomics like a month before the announcement. I remember being so excited for the announcement and couldn't believe we were getting Heartstopper. And yeah, they announced the second season, which is very exciting. I would have rioted if they didn't. I mean, I think a lot of people would have. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, don't love this eyebrow moment, so we're gonna... This isn't good either, but I think I need to cover it up in order to go back in with something else. I think also I want to make her eyebrows a bit shorter. I think they're a little long. I need to wait for it to dry, otherwise it's going to be smudging around everywhere. I'm going to use, oh, this is better. This like burgundy color. Okay, here we go. That's much better. Much better. That will be better for the eyebrows too. Have you ever tried a brush pen? If yes, what are your thoughts on it? If we're thinking just like your, what's the, like these guys, these brush pens, I do have them and I don't use them super often. I usually use like a paintbrush and like paint when I do like line art and stuff, but I do use these occasionally for various illustrations. If we're talking brush pen for paint markers, I don't have any experience with those. I've heard that they definitely exist, but I think that they, at least from what I've heard, they they can clog up a little easier because, or clog up, ooh, this is dirty. Just because of the way that the paint interacts with the brush nib, I guess, so. Okay, I need to let that dry because now I'm like scratching the paint off. I'm being very impatient. Okay, let's... Have you ever seen Kimi to Boku? It's a very cute slice of life anime and it's super calming and low stakes. I have not, but I should write that down because I feel as though currently in my life right now, I prefer low stakes. Generally prefer low stakes content. Hold on. Let me write it down. Kimi to Boku. Here's a sneak peek at something I just finished. This is a sketch. The video is being edited. I was working on it this morning, and then I'm gonna work on it after this stream. It's gonna be an alcohol marker video. Very exciting. And I'm doing something a little bit different with the video. I actually was like narrating, and it's gonna be like real-time footage, but like chopped up. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some blue for her eyes. Like, real life is already hard enough right now. I just want funny or cute. Yes, that is exactly where I'm at. That is exactly where I'm at. I don't want to stress myself out more with the content I'm consuming. I just want... That's my form of escapism, right? It's just, yeah, like something cute, something funny, something light. For the most part, I am, you know, I'm like making my way through Attack on Titan, which very slowly, I think, because it's a it's a very high stakes, a little bit more stressful of a series. But I'm like almost done season 3 now. It's really intense. There's been a lot of really interesting reveals. But again, I'm trying not to be too spoilery. I'm really bad for that because I personally don't mind spoilers, and I just get into the habit of just like blabbing on about something and not realizing that I might be spoiling things for people. So don't want to reveal too much, but I am enjoying Attack on Titan. I will slowly make my way towards season 4, slowly but surely. Have you seen the Thor, Love, and Thunder trailers? I might have seen one, maybe. I am excited for it, though. I like Thor. I find I haven't been keeping an eye on Marvel stuff quite as closely lately, just because there's so much of it. It's hard to keep up, but I am looking forward to that one. I'm like halfway through watching Loki, I think. Yeah, there's so much Marvel content out there. So much. Do you prefer making eyes match the theme of your artwork, or do you keep it realistic color such as brown? It depends. I feel like generally I'm aiming for whatever, if I'm doing fan art, obviously I'm like kind of aiming for like the color of the character, the character's, you know, character design or whatever. But yeah, sometimes if it's just like an illustration for fun, sometimes I'll go for maybe colors that might not be entirely realistic to suit the illustration. And to reply to the person talking earlier, this sketch is Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. Good eye. I mean, I guess this is the giveaway, the little thingies under his eyes, little marks under his eyes. But yes, so that is correct. It is Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, which is an anime that I am absolutely in love with. Also, as you probably saw, this like leaked. The paint leaked, so when that happens, I usually like to use it up with a paintbrush because we're all about preserving and using up, not preserving, using up as much of the supply as possible. We don't want it to go to waste. Such a shame, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and use the paintbrush. And use it like paint, because it is paint, technically. There we go. Now, I knew because of the last time you drew him. Fair. Yeah, I did draw him in a previous live stream. And it's actually like a redraw, basically, because I wasn't really as happy with it, the other one. So I'm basically just doing a new version. Because I'm going to be doing conventions again this year. What? Remember those? And so I've been like in a fan art mode a little bit. I want to make some fan art for the cons, so that's why. So I want to do, I made like a story on Instagram asking for what things people want to see. And yeah, I definitely want to do more Jujutsu Kaisen because I love it. Okay, we're gonna shorten the eyebrow. Yes, I like the shorter eyebrows for this, for sure. Do you prefer cold press or hot press paper? Right now, I prefer cold press just because I find it's easier to get flat washes and to get gradients, but I admit I don't have as much experience with hot press paper. I think the experiences that I have had with hot press paper has been kind of lower end. So I think when I get the chance to use like a nicer brand or like a higher quality hot press paper, I might have a different opinion on it, but I have yet to get around to doing that because I constantly just flipping around from medium to medium, so hopefully I get around to that at some point. Also, I just realized I forgot to add these into my description under the art supplies I'm using, but these are the acrylic graph acrylic paint markers, which I think I have like 4 of them. I think that's why I didn't remember to put it in the description because I kind of forgot about, or I don't have that many of these, so. But they are the, it was with like a Pipa collab that I got sent. And yeah, these are great for fine lining areas because they're like a plastic nib. I'm so happy you're drawing Charlie and Nick. Right, they're so sweet. It was definitely a no-brainer for one of my May favorites for sure. I loved the show. And I've been really enjoying the webtoon as well. Okay, well, let's do her earrings. On my plushie, she has like the blue around the iris, which I've been really enjoying doing in a lot of my illustrations, but I don't know if I have quite enough room for that detail. I definitely want to do the stars in the eyes though. So let's see if maybe I can try. Let's see. Let's try. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. This nib is not quite fine enough. Yeah, this might have been a mistake. That's okay. That was probably not the choice, but that's okay. That's the fun part of live streams, I suppose, is you get to see me make mistakes. Have you read any good manga lately? In terms of manga, I've just been reading Spy Family, which I love. And yeah, I started the anime. I think I watched maybe like the first 2 episodes of the anime when it dropped, and then I was like, I need to know more. So I started reading the manga. So I'm like further into the story with the manga than the anime is, and I love it. It's so cute. Again, I think I need that like lighthearted levity in my life. So even though the story follows like a secret agent and an assassin, it's like a very wholesome, fun, light show. So it's very cute. Anya is my mood. Right? That face that she makes, the heh, and she's got the creepy smile. It's so funny. Anya is a really, really fun character. I don't usually like really, really young children characters in anime, but she definitely is written in a way that is like very interesting and engaging and fun. Oh, my brother recommended Spy Family and Me. So I'll be watching that soon. Yes, do it, do it. It's so fun. I love it. Anya makes it lighthearted. Yeah, definitely. Do you like josei manga? I read? I feel like the only josei manga I've read is Nana, which I loved. I absolutely loved. It's been a long time since I've read that manga, but I remember really, really loving it. And I'm sure that if I were to revisit, I would still love it. Nana definitely was a big influence on my art, and still love it. Like whenever I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is chef's kiss. The fashion, the style, the vibe, so angsty and moody. Okay, now let's get back to these eyebrows. Or, oh, you know what? Actually, what I might do is instead of filling it in with the burgundy, I might just use this marker, which is failing me here. There we go. Do that instead. Yeah, that works. I love like short, straight eyebrows. I think they're so cute. I don't have eyebrows like this, but I love them. My eyebrows are naturally like pretty arched. Oh my god, Nana's the best, isn't it? Ugh, really underrated, honestly. Back in the day, I used to read Shoujo Beat, and so Nana was definitely one of my favorites. I don't think Shoujo Beat is like a thing anymore, unfortunately, but I loved it. Man, I really got a lot of these markers contaminated with other colors. Okay, we're just trying to fix what I did here with that blue, because I think the blue was just a little bit too thick. So I'm like covering up most of it, but revealing just a little bit of it so that it's still a little bit there. Then we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll put in the highlights, little stars, which are right, these little stars here. Honestly, I have no idea if the Momo plush is going to get funded, which I was very nervous about when I agreed to take the project on, but even if, you know, sadly it doesn't get funded, I'm trying to remind myself that um you know, something not working out is not a reflection of, you know, me being like a bad artist or something. But it's hard not to feel defeated if you know, something that you worked on doesn't pan out the way that you hoped, but you know, such is life. Also love Paradise Kiss. Yeah, I really need to revisit that one too, because the Nana style, or the mangaka, I should say. I forget her name, but her style is immaculate. And I love the hair colors in that one, in Paradise Kiss, like the teal. The plush is super cute. Yay, thank you. Are you excited for the new Avatar movie coming out later this year? Like Blue People Avatar, like James Cameron Avatar? Not really. That was never really my thing. Like I remember seeing it like when it first came out, the original one in 2019 or whatever, and I was like, this feels really familiar somehow. And then I realized that the plot is basically Pocahontas, like Disney's Pocahontas, except no music, and with these like blue people instead of you know, Pocahontas. So yeah, it's but it's cool that, you know, it's I really like Zoe Saldana, I will say. There's been like clips of her where they do like the side by side of what the final CGI looks like, and then what she looked like, you know, raw footage, and it's like a really emotional scene, and she is acting her butt off. She is so good. Underrated. She's incredible. Do you have a favorite comedy anime? I wonder. I might have to come back to that. Momo is so cute. Thank you. Have you heard the news about the Zuko movie? I did. Okay, when I was asked about the Avatar movie, I was like, wait, Avatar: Last Airbender? I always have to differentiate the two. Avatar: Last Airbender is my absolute jam, though. Yes, I did hear the announcement about 2 new animated projects in the works, and I'm so freaking excited. I love that one is a prequel and one is like a Zuko thing, because I think like that's what the fans want. I don't want a live action remake. Why are we doing that? So I love that we're revisiting the original gang, because, you know, that's why I fell in love with the series. And I'm speculating that it's going to be, or I was initially speculating that the Zuko film was going to be following what happened to his mother, because they kind of revealed that little teaser at the end of the finale in the actual series, and then they never followed through, because apparently Mike and Brian, they like pitched it to Nickelodeon and it like didn't go through. And so now that they have the power to do it, I wonder if they're gonna do it. I saw this video and they were saying how they don't think they're gonna do it just because the graphic novel has already done it, and it's been out, that storyline has already been out in the world for like 10 years or something. But a lot of people don't read the graphic novel, and the material is there, so why not make it animated? Anyway, that's my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts on that. On Avatar: Last Airbender. If you like dry humor, definitely Psyche or Gintama. You know what? Both of those are actually on my list. Psyche, because it Netflix just really wants me to watch it. It's always recommending it to me. And Gintama was always something that was kind of one of those not classic. Yeah, classic. I guess classic. One of those early 2000s shonen series that people really loved, and I think is it still going? I don't remember. But anyway. So that's been on my radar for a while, but it's so long. It's kind of intimidating to approach as someone who's never seen it before. So we'll see. I might do what I often do with like these like slightly older shonen series where they just like I Google the filler list and then like skip all the filler arcs. I did that when I rewatched Bleach, and Naruto and Shippuden. So it just makes for a much more concise viewing because, you know, I got things to do. Or on High School Host Club. Oh my God, you're right. Or on High School Host Club is one of my like deep loves. So that's a good call. I love that one. The humor is very particular and so fun. The eyes look really popped out. It gives a different mood to your character. Yay, thank you. I love your laugh. It's so cute. Oh my God, really? Thank you. I appreciate that because I have had people in my YouTube comments. Sometimes they're like, "Your laugh is giving me a headache" or whatever. I don't know. People are mean. So thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. We're like basically done Momo here. I'm gonna let the eyes dry and then I'm gonna outline the eyes because I find it helps just give some definition to the star highlight there, especially when I'm doing like a shape like that. But we are now gonna move on to Rina Sawayama, my girl. I was intimidated too, but if you just take it an episode at a time, it's good. Has serious arcs, but honestly, the fillers are great laughs. That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, I really like period animes. So I'm sure I will enjoy it when I finally get around to it. I know it's like a period, like samurais and stuff, but then there's also aliens or something, right? Is that right, Gintama? There's like some kind of supernatural element happening. But anyway, now we're going to move on to Rina Sawayama over here because I saw her live earlier this month and she was amazing, amazing, amazing. And she just dropped a new single. So let me bring you a little closer to her. Momo could be that she protects and attacks meme. Totally. That's definitely Momo for sure. Rina, yay, she looks so much like Pocahontas. You know what? This drawing of mine that I did, she does actually. I can see what you mean. The high cheekbones and like the straight nose. But this is the photo I'm using here. This is from her single, This Hell. I love the hime bangs, I think is what people call them, where it's like kind of cut short on the sides here. When I saw her in concert, she had like a long ponytail and had like white blonde streaks underneath. It looked so good. Anyway, we are now going to... Okay, what am I going to do actually? I often do this when I'm doing this kind of cell shading type style is I take a colored pencil and sort of just map out the shapes of some of the areas just so I know what I'm doing. It just helps when I am doing even though it's going to be fairly straightforward, but you know, it doesn't hurt to do this. Let's do that. Sure. Does Momo have powers / abilities, or does she just beat people up when in a fight? You know what? I never thought about that. I never thought about giving Momo a kind of supernatural or magical element. I just kind of saw her as in a more like grounded setting, I guess, like more in reality, where she's just like a bad bitch fighting crime. But you know what? I kind of do like the idea of adding a supernatural element just because I personally love that kind of content and media personally. But again, maybe I think probably a big part of the reason why I haven't given it much thought is because I created Momo purely out of purely for fun and at like an aesthetic standpoint. I didn't really give much thought to story or anything like that because I'm personally not like a comic artist or anything like that. But it is fun to give hypothetical ideas for her character, even if I don't intend to actually make a comic or anything like that. But I don't know, never say never, I guess. Maybe I will. Probably not, but I'm too what's the word? My attention span is too short to commit to like a long form project like that, like a comic or story. Don't forget to drink water and bend your knees. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Thank you. Yes. Everybody drink water, sip your water, not sponsored by this brand. But yes, thank you. Yes, I am bending my knees right now. For those of you who have no idea what's going on, I stand when I do live streams. I have a standing desk, so I stand. And I do often sort of just get lost in the whole stream, and I forget to move around a little bit. So y'all are so nice to me. Okay. I have to leave for a bit, so what are you drawing right now? I am drawing Rina Sawayama, who is a British-Japanese pop icon. I saw her in concert at the beginning of May, and she was incredible. And yeah, I highly recommend everyone to check her out if you are into fun pop music. Fun pop music, but also with meaning and sentiment and a perspective. She's got a point. She is the moment. She really dives into a lot of genres too. Like she has like some rock elements. She's got some R&B moments, some nostalgia, but it also feels very contemporary. And she also, dives into topics regarding her heritage and the dynamic that she has as like a British woman living in the UK and stuff. She's so good. I love her. I could go on and on. No, because I was like, how are you bending your knees? You're sitting. Yeah. That's, yeah, I stand. I pretty much always stand when I'm like working on YouTube videos and streams and stuff, because I spend so much time sitting at a computer when I'm like editing or answering emails and stuff. So that's my whole thing. But yes. Let's do... I feel like my lamp is like doing a Stranger Things thing where it like kind of is flickering slightly. So hopefully it's not a Demogorgon or Vecna. It's kind of spooking me out a little bit. I'm actually like such a baby when it comes to, yeah, it is flashing. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Okay. Maybe someone's trying to communicate with me. I'm like a really big baby when it comes to horror and like spooky stuff. I pretty much like never consume anything spooky because of that. But Stranger Things is like my threshold. But even like this recent season, it had some pretty spooky moments. So I made a point to like mostly watch it during daylight time. As soon as it like got dark out, I was like, okay, I'm done for the day. Which was like good because then it forced me not to binge the entire thing in like one evening. But I also live alone, so I really have to like mind my spooky content. You should do like a pride theme in your sketchbook. That would be cute. Yeah, I have thought about making some kind of something for pride because, I recognize it is Pride Month, but we'll see. I will say, Miss Rina that I'm drawing right now, she is part of the LGBT plus community. She's pansexual, and it was so sweet at the concert. Someone, I think, gave her a pride flag, and she got really emotional during the set. Not just the flag, but also a bunch of people prior to had set up like these like signs that said I love Rina because, and then like they wrote down like a reason, and it was so sweet. She totally didn't see it coming, and she got really emotional during her song Chosen Family, and it was such a beautiful moment, like for an audience member like me, but also obviously for her. It was so sweet. So I love your art. Keep on working, girl. Also, you have a cute laugh. Thank you. You should sit down for a little while. Your legs might start hurting. I would, but the way that I set up my live streams is the tripod is like directly next to me, and so there's no room for a chair. It's janky. It's a little bit of a janky setup, but I appreciate that. Thank you. I really need to fix. I've been meaning to update my streaming setup, especially I've been wanting to use like my actual filming camera as opposed to my phone, which I use now, because the quality would be a lot better. But we are we're doing a lot of things lately, and so it's hard to figure out what to prioritize. So you're 30, my mom 38. She watches Stranger Things also, and she's watching it right now. I love that. I'm sure she's feeling the nostalgia. Because if she's 38, that means she was born in the 80s. So I'm sure she's feeling a lot of nostalgia watching Stranger Things. Because I was born in the 90s, the early 90s. So, I mean, there is a lot of elements of Stranger Things that I have nostalgia for, but the like some certain things are a little bit missed by me. Okay, let's do, I'm gonna use this coral color for like the deep shadow on her, under her chin here. I binged the whole season in one night all alone in our house and couldn't sleep until 5 a.m. because there was finally light. Aw, I know, it's Netflix really, or streaming services in general, it's really testing people's sleeping schedules, I think. Okay, I think I also need to introduce this coral into a couple other spots just to balance it out here. And actually, I'm gonna do this because she has got some eyeshadow going, so I think that's... I love Stranger Things. My 32-year-old dad watches it. Oh my gosh, y'all are making me feel so old. I'm 30. Oh, you guys are killing me. Well, it is true. I do have some friends who have kids, but all of my friends, like, their kids are like really young, like too young to be using the internet. Anyway, thanks for being here. 27 Club. Have you ever watched One Piece? If so, who's your favorite character? One Piece is one of those animes that are kind of one of the few like really big shonen series that I actually never got into, which I don't know, as like a longtime anime fan, almost feels a little bit blasphemous because I know so many people love One Piece. But I don't know. I think the art style didn't really grab me, and that's always like character design and art style is usually what draws me into a series or like gets me to watch it. And so I was like not on board, but I know people love it, and I don't know. Maybe I should give it a shot. Grannies supporting grannies. Have you ever tried realistic art? Oh yeah, I definitely did dabble in realism, especially like earlier on in my kind of art journey, like in high school and early college, because I think it is really important to understand the fundamentals before or in conjunction with stylized work. So it's important to do both, I think, regardless of the type of work you ultimately want to make. So I'm just going to revisit this and draw in that star, which, oh, you know what? That might have been a mistake. Oh my gosh. Mistakes have been made. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that alone. I think I need to just let it go. Okay. All right. So for Rina, let's do the highlights on her hair. I'm going to go with this light blue instead of like a white, which I think will be really fun because I'm going to do like a really, really dark blue for her hair. Why is Posca pens so expensive? It depends on where you're getting them from, I think, too. But yeah, they are definitely not cheap, unfortunately. There's definitely like lots of more affordable paint markers on the market. Just look for acrylic paint markers if you want something similar to Posca, but don't have the budget to get Posca. All right, now let's get into this blue. This pen is slowly dying, but I'm going to use it until it absolutely has nothing left. What show was not worth the hype in your opinion? Ooh, we're getting controversial. Trying to think. What did I watch that I wasn't... Riverdale? That one confused me. I watched the first season and then maybe like a couple of episodes into the second season, and then I was just like, you know what? This is not for me. So yeah, that's my, yeah, I can confidently say that I did not fully, I was like nowhere on board after like the first season of Riverdale. And even watching the first season, I was like, this is so absurd. But I mean, I'm probably not the demographic, so, you know. If it wasn't for Cheryl, I wouldn't have watched all 6 seasons. Fair. Oh my god, Riverdale kind of sucks. Sorry to people who like it. It's just an opinion. Oh yeah, if you love Riverdale, like, have at it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm glad that you enjoy it. But for anyone who does enjoy Riverdale. But it's just, yeah, this is not for me. Just not for me. Riverdale's so chaotic. Oh my god. Yes. If you could only draw one character for the rest of your life, who would it be? And then top 3. Oof, that is a hard question. Okay. I think the first one that comes to mind is definitely... Ooh, do I want this color? I'm not sure about this. Hold on. We're having a brain moment here. Do I like this? I don't know. What color is this? This is green. Not that. This is black. Okay. I might have to commit to this one. All right. Okay, back to the question. So, I think the first character that comes to mind if I could only draw one character for the rest of my life would be Sailor Moon, because when I really think about the fan art that I've made over the years, I do think that Sailor Moon is probably the character I've drawn the most. So that's probably the answer I'd go with. And top 3... So Sailor Moon, and then, it's kind of hard because I feel like I go through so many different things. I don't know. Hard to narrow it down to 3. I'm a Libra, hardcore Libra, so I'm very indecisive. So I think my answer for at least if I had to pick one, it'd be Sailor Moon. As for our top 3, I'm not really sure. Is everyone caught up on The Owl House? I am not caught up. I watched the first season, right? It's fun. It's a very fun show. I know someone had asked about Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I watched the reunion special a couple weeks ago, and it was so sweet. Oh, it was so wholesome. It really makes me happy to see that so much of the cast and the people involved in it still feel so fondly about it, because I do find that really disheartening when people don't want to have anything to do with the thing that so many people love. I mean, it's natural, like it just happens, but like I'm trying to think of an example. Like Harrison Ford, it seems like he just is so done and over with talking about and being associated with Star Wars, which I mean, fair enough. It's been many, many years. But like it just kind of spoils it a little bit when people kind of don't want to have anything to do with the thing that you love. I'm 34. Don't feel old. Thank you. Thank you to my fellow millennials that are with me here. Which, speaking of, to any of my fellow millennials, if you like hilarious but marginally depressing memes, there's an Instagram that I follow called what is it? I am 30 AF, I think is what the Instagram is called. But it's just like all very relatable millennial memes, and I recommend if you want a good laugh, but also if you also want to feel a tiny bit old. Kill, marry, do the devil's tango with Gojo, Lloyd, Gyu, respectfully. Y'all, Nathan, why are you doing this to me? This is so hard. That is a very difficult question. I don't want to kill any of them. Aww. They're all my top 3, part of my kind of fave husbandus, anime boyfriends. Okay. So let's see. Marry Lloyd, because he's clearly the most husband material of the 3. Lloyd from Spy Family. And then do the devil's tango. Okay, that's like the funniest phrase. I love that so much. Gyu. And then kill Gojo, because let's be real, I wouldn't even be able to. Like, I would try to kill him, but I wouldn't be able to. So that's a safe bet. Yeah, that's my final answer. All right. I'm wondering, do I want to add a black to the mix. Maybe not, actually, because the rest, I feel like the rest of the page here is going to be quite light in color palette. So I think I'm going to keep it like this in terms of the depth. So we're just going to keep using this dark blue and do the eyebrows and her eyes. I might need to use something else for the line art here because this is just a touch thick. I might use a black for the line art actually, just because the blue will be too thick. I love your logic. Thank you. I give it a lot of thought. I really want to think this through. As if it really matters, but you know. Kill, Marry, Kiss, Natsu, Tamaki, or Zuko. I'm not sure. Natsu, the only Natsu I can think of is Natsu Todoroki from My Hero Academia, which is like the older brother. That's the only character I can think of right now. And then Tamaki, I'm thinking there's a character in My Hero Academia named Tamaki, but there's also Tamaki from Ouran High School Host Club. So, but Zuko I do love. What is your earliest memory? Oh, what is my earliest memory? My earliest memory, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. That's a hard question. Conversely, Robert Pattinson openly hating Twilight just because, or just makes it that much more fun. Okay, you know what? You are correct. That is a different thing. I think just due to what Twilight is as a piece of media, I will agree with you for sure that Robert Pattinson openly despising it and just like trolling it is actually quite amusing. I'm just looking for my fine liner in black. Where is it? Where is it? Here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think it's really funny that Twilight has seemed to have kind of been brought back into the ether in the pop culture world. I watched a lot of like funny video essays and YouTube movie watchers like dissecting it and just kind of reviewing it, I guess. It's very amusing. It's very funny. Have you ever watched Fairy Tail? If so, who's your favorite character? I haven't watched Fairy Tail. I feel like Crunchyroll and Netflix keeps recommending it to me, so maybe I should get into it. So many series and not enough time. Oh yeah, this marker is juicy. Kill, Marry, Kiss, Namjoon, Jimin, or Taehyung. Why? Why are you making these so hard? My precious boys. I could not possibly kill one of them. Oh my gosh. Why would you do this to me? I'm in like such dilemma now. All the art supplies I'm using is in the description. Okay. Namjoon, Jimin, Taehyung. Okay, I'm gonna marry Namjoon because he is hubby material, I think. And then Jimin and Taehyung. I can't kill them. I'm gonna cop out. I can't kill them. My boys. I love them too much. Too dearly. I'm so excited for the BTS comeback. It is going to be an event. Hi, love your artworks. How do you build up your inspiration to create more detailed pieces? Definitely when I have an idea, I just do a lot of kind of sifting around on the internet for inspiration. So, I mean, admittedly, it's been a while since I've done like a more involved illustration, but for example, I remembered back a couple years ago when I did like a siren piece. I knew I wanted to, because it was mermaid, right, at the time, and I wanted to, you know, contribute to mermaid, but I thought it might be fun to do something like a character who was, yeah, who leaned more siren than mermaid. And in my opinion, I differentiate siren versus mermaid in terms of like, when I think siren, I think a little bit more sinister, a little bit more sultry, kind of slight villain vibes. And so when I thought of that, I thought maybe instead of, you know, like a light pastel color palette that I usually associate with mermaids, I wanted to go for something a little bit more dark. And yeah, and then I thought about, and I think, you know, I started looking around at images of not swamps, but just like darker kind of water images, right? And then landed on lotus flowers and lotus leaves and stuff like that. And, you know, it just sort of snowballs, right? You just have to Google and look around and let your mind and the images take you to where makes sense for the art. I don't know. It's very hard to like explain because everybody's process is going to look different. And even like when I'm approaching different pieces, it's going to change as well. But yeah, so much of the art process is spending time on the internet looking at inspo. Or I also own art books as well. That helps too with inspo. I did something weird here. I'm not really sure because the nose, like the original sketch of the nose, got covered up. I don't know if I love that, but alas. Okay, there we go. I feel like the sketch that I did of her, it looked like her, like in terms of likeness. And now that I've done all the coloring and stuff, it doesn't look like her anymore. But c'est la vie. Oh, I see. Her nose is a little bit more like this. You know what? It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna... This is the downside of paint markers, them being really opaque, is that you lose the sketch a little bit. But overall, I still like how it appears. What's a song that you can never get out of your head? I mean, lately, it changes just depending on what I've been up to and what I've been listening to. But right now, it's I've been kind of flip-flopping between This Hell by Rina Sawayama, who I'm drawing here, Hot by 17, and just recently I started listening to Bo Burnham again because he released the outtakes from his Inside special, and it's brilliant. It's so good. And I personally really like the song from the new outtakes is I think it's called Feel Good. And it's like not even a whole minute. It's just him describing how he wants to feel good and he doesn't know how. And I'm like, yo, this is so relatable. So I've been singing that a lot to myself. But yeah, if you haven't checked out his special on Netflix called Inside, it's really good. He made it during the pandemic, and it's has a lot of good commentary, and it's also very relatable and funny, but also sad. And the visuals, like, he did a really good job, and it's like all done in his home. Tina talking while casually draws the outline of the circle perfectly makes me go. I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but there actually was a sketch line originally. Like I was following a sketch. So it wasn't totally freehand, because that would be really impressive. Okay, Rina. Da, 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 da. All right. Now I'm gonna skip these. We're gonna move straight into Heartstopper here because these are not very exciting. Okay, trying to rearrange my table so I'm not knocking stuff over. Let's see how I want to do this. The sketchbook is a little bit on the bigger side, so it makes things a little bit tricky. But anyway, so these are actually housewarming gifts that I've received from my mom, my friend, and my cousin, because I moved into a new apartment at the beginning of April, and I've been, slowly having people over, and they've been giving me housewarming gifts, which is so nice. So that's what these are, but it's not very exciting in terms of illustration wise. But, I have them here. I have them on my table. So this is the pink plant that my friend gave me. Super cute. She knows I love pink, so that was an obvious choice. And then my mom gave me this one. It got kind of dark out. That's weird. Okay. What's going on in the chat here? Sorry, guys. If you're a mythical creature, which would you be? What mythical creature would I be? That's a good question. Maybe a shapeshifter? A shapeshifter sounds pretty cool. That's kind of the vibe that I think I would want to go for. That pink plant is gorgeous. It's so cute, right? Are you going to be a plant mom? Oh my gosh. Sorry, words. I would love to be a plant mom, but I'm kind of notorious for having a difficult time keeping plants alive. And on top of that, my new apartment, it's north facing, which means I don't get a ton of light. So the forces are working against me here, but I'm gonna try my best with these plants that were gifted to me. I unfortunately don't know what the plants are because they were gifts, and I think they just purchased them at random, so I'm not sure, unfortunately. If you could transform into any one celebrity, who would it be? Oh, you know what? A celebrity life, while there's a lot of perks, obviously, I think it would be awful. Just because you can't just go to the grocery store, or you can't do anything without potentially somebody knowing about it and judging you. And I don't know, there's just such lack of privacy. So I think I remember I have joking with somebody before about this, and we were saying how, in theory, like if you wanted to be like, you know, celebrity or famous, it'd be kind of perfect to be like the drummer of a band or something, or the bassist of a band, because it's like you still get to like live your dream and have that life, but you're not the you're not front and center, and a lot of people, you know, more casual fans are not even going to know your name, and you can still like probably go to the grocery store and live your life. So I think that would be the ideal. Because yeah, just be the constant eyes on you, and just not being able to being restricted in a lot of ways in terms of what you do just sounds really exhausting. And you know, I was seeing like my explore feed is like basically BTS and anime and art, that and a little bit of drag race. Like that's my my explore feed. And there was footage or like videos of BTS when they like landed in the airport, and they're just like being completely mobbed by people. And that just seems so exhausting, but also kind of terrifying. So, yeah. Do you think that characters in high school dramas like Heartstopper actually stay a couple until the very end, or is that too unrealistic? Um, I don't think it's entirely unrealistic, because some people do end up staying with their high school sweethearts and stuff. Like my one friend, she's getting married this year to her high school sweetheart. So it doesn't happen often. I will say, like in terms of what I need, you know, in my circle of friends, like I think she might be the only person I know that stayed with her high school sweetheart. Um, but it does happen. But it doesn't happen nearly as often. And so I guess that does kind of paint a slightly unrealistic uh, sense for it being portrayed in the media so often. But I mean, I don't know. For me, I am, I like to consume media as a form of escapism, right? I think we all do. So I'm not entirely mad at it, but I guess I can see in terms of when it's like when you're thinking about like a really young audience who is a little bit more impressionable. Who's your celebrity boy and girl crush? Well, for boy crush, definitely basically all of BTS. You know, 7 members for every day of the week. Uh, and female celebrity crush. That one I have to think on a little bit more. I mean, the easy answer would be Rina, because she's up here on my page here. So that could be, I do love her. Trying to think of anybody else. That's the only person that's coming to mind just because I literally just drew her. I haven't heard about Chris Hong in months. How is she and what she's been up to? Oh, she's doing great. Don't worry. She is plugging away at her art book sales. And I mean, she posts on Instagram, so she's not on YouTube right now, but she is around. she's mostly posting like studies and stuff on Instagram. Maybe invest in cactus plants. They don't take in that much water. The thing about cactuses and succulents, which I have tried many times, is that they require a lot of light. And I unfortunately don't get a lot of light. So that's why I don't have any succulents or cactuses right now. Those are the ones I've actually killed a lot of, because everyone told me that they were indestructible. But when you don't get a lot of light, it's nothing. It doesn't really matter how much or how little you water them. So, because I love the look of cacti and succulents. Like, I think they're so cute. Cacti, cactuses, cacti. I don't know what the plural is for cactus, but yeah. Unfortunately, I probably won't be getting any more of those. Would you give a percentage of your lifespan just to hang out with the BTS members? Kind of tempting, but probably not. The thing about the idea of meeting celebrities, there's something kind of like, I'm sure they are probably absolutely lovely. But there is sort of a magic about not actually knowing them in person, right? I think that's why people become fascinated with idols and celebrities and, people in the media, because there's kind of an air of mystery about them, even though the unique thing about BTS is they put so much of themselves out there for people to consume, like their variety shows and interviews and live streams, and like they do put out a lot of content, and so that's why people love them so much, because they feel like they know them. But obviously there is a side to them that only people in their private life know about, and I think that they should be able to have that. So yeah, and life is short. I mean, it would be magical to meet them, but also I kind of think there's also a magic in not actually knowing them or meeting them. I'm not really sure how I feel about this combo that I'm doing right now, but we're going for it. We'll see. I think normally I go for 2 tones, and then, I don't know. We'll see. I use paint markers pretty frequently now these days because of this, these like monthly favorites, but I'm always like marginally confused when I'm approaching them. I mean, actually, that's the case with any medium I use that I think part of it is because I jump around from medium to medium so often that there's always like a slight learning curve every time I jump into a different one, like when I switch gears. For example, yesterday I spent the day working on a alcohol marker illustration, and now I'm jumping into paint markers today. So I think it's just switching gears takes a moment for me, I guess. I don't know. What do you like about Stray Kids the most? I do really love their music. I think that they are doing something really interesting, and they kind of hit a lot of different sounds, and they just stand out to me in terms of, I mean, again, like I haven't consumed a ton of K-pop, but like just when I look at some of the K-pop groups that I have kind of listened to and stuff, there's just something about Stray Kids that they have an edge and an energy. There's something so high energy about them that I really like. I love the music videos are bananas. Like they're insane in the best way. But yeah, they're on a world tour right now, and my friend and I were like really hoping they were gonna come to Toronto, but unfortunately they have no Canadian dates, which I'm very sad about, because I would have loved to see them. Are you into any K solo artists? Currently not right now. I do listen to Jackson Wang a little bit, and it's kind of a funny thing. Like, is he considered a K solo artist? I don't know, because like he is in a K-pop group, GOT7, but he himself is actually Chinese, and then like the music that he makes is often, at least the music that I've listened to from him, is in English. So it's one of those funny things. It's like, is he K-pop as a solo artist? I don't know. So, not that it matters either way. I feel like everyone's on tour right now. It makes sense though, because like that, you know, the world is opening up again, so people are able to tour again. Thanks for streaming. Well, thanks for joining me. Hi Tina, do you listen / know some artists that sings in Spanish? Honestly, the only one that I can think of is Selena, but that's, you know, she is from like the early 90s, right? Unfortunately, my global music knowledge is very limited. I made a small portrait of Taehyung. Aw, cute! I'm sure it's very cute. Do you ever listen to 17's music? Yes, I've been recently. I was talking about it earlier. I'm going to see 17 in concert in September, which I'm very excited about. I literally just started listening to them like a week ago because my friend was like, hey, would you want to go to the 17 concert with me? And I was like, yes. And so now I'm, you know, properly getting into them now. Slipping into the diamond life, as they say. I'm learning. Do you know Rosalia? Oh, you're right. I've heard of her. I feel like I might have listened to some tracks where she's like featured, but I actually haven't like sat down and listened to her yet. But I've heard really good things, so I should definitely check that out. I was just wondering what I was going to watch on YouTube today. Well, hello. Thank you. Welcome. What inspires you to use bright colors? Honestly, like that's just what I really enjoy in general. Like I just find it really fun. So yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I just really like it. Okay. I've decided I don't like this kind of grayed out peachy color. I'm going to use something else on top of it because it's just not doing it for me. Trying to remember what these colors look like. So that's that color, and then this is this color. Okay, got it. Yes, I see. So there's not as much dimension covering it up with this color, but it's I'm just not feeling that color too much. There. You're so lucky they have no dates in the UK, unfortunately. Isn't that, it's such a bummer, right? Because they can only go to so many places. But that's why, like, yeah, even though I literally became a 17 fan like a week ago, when my friend proposed to buy tickets for us, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Because I knew that pretty much, like, just baseline K-pop, like, they invest so much into performances, like live performances. And so even though I wasn't familiar with them right away, I was like, I know that they're going to put a good show on regardless. But I am now listening to them so that I can be prepared and fully enjoy it and experience the show. Speaking of Spanish, I have to do my Duolingo today before the owl yells at me. Yes, I also have to do my Duolingo for Japanese, not Spanish, because I want to maintain my streak. I have a 300 and something day streak on Duolingo, which I'm very, very determined to maintain. What's something about your art that you feel like you've gotten better at over the past year? Over the past year, I don't know if there's been much improvement in the past year. Um, I guess, oh, you know what? I guess something that does stand out is sketching with pen has gotten better because I'm definitely generally someone who does a lot of erasing when it comes to when I sketch and draw, but I've been doing a lot of ballpoint sketches lately for the past, year or so, and that is something that I have improved at. Just kind of committing to the lines. Do I have my sketchbook on hand to show you? Let's see. Yes. I do. Okay. So for all my Stray Kids fans, so this is something that I've been really into lately is using a highlighter for like the under sketch and then doing ballpoint pen on top, which has been really, really fun because it just looks really fun, and also it kind of forces me to like commit to my lines a little bit more because I can't erase. But using the highlight underneath, it gives me like a second chance when I go in with the ballpoint pen to fix certain things if I can. Previously, I was just using pen, which you can see here. We've got JK. And I this was like, you really had to commit because there's like no erasing at all. But then when you introduce the marker, it like creates a lot of interest, like when you look at it, but also it gives you a little bit more wiggle room to fix any mistakes. But yeah, been enjoying those. On my Patreon, I always post all of the sketches. They look so good. Yay, thank you. The longest I have ever gone on a Duolingo streak is 2 weeks. That's still good though. I've been meaning to do a black pink portrait spread. I did one of Pentatonics, and I love the way it came out. That's awesome. Yeah, I find, when you're kind of out of ideas of who to draw, drawing, artists that you like or actors that you like is a great place to kind of jumpstart. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of K-pop portraits because why not? Not art related, but how are you liking your new place? It's good. I really have been enjoying the layout for the most part. Like it's like a very open concept, and I've been, getting more and more settled in terms of like, getting curtains and, things like that. And I've been being able to like host people, which has been really, really nice. Yeah, overall it's good. There's a couple of things like I was mentioning earlier, the amount of light I get is not great. So that kind of poses some challenges when I want to photograph work and things like that. But overall, definitely happy about the move and glad that I decided to do that. I'm really enjoying these monthly favorite spreads. Yay, thank you, AJ. I'm so glad. Aja? AJ? Aja? My bad. I made a roulette wheel for myself of a bunch of my favorite characters for when I'm feeling uninspired. That's great. That's such a good idea. Because, yeah, I feel as though sometimes when you, like, sit down and you're like, what do I want to draw? And then you just come up blank. But there's times when you have too many ideas and not enough time. So that is very smart. Okay, I think, actually, wait, let's do under his hair, and then we shall, whoops. There's so much like wet paint on my hand. Okay, yes. LOL, it's almost 3 a.m. here. I gotta sleep before my Filipino mom yells the remaining serotonin out of me. Bye, Tina. Aw, thanks for joining. Have a good sleep. The lighting on their skin is gorgeous. Yay, thank you. I really love using this coral for the shadows. It's very fun. I'm doing the 100 heads challenge right now, so when that's done, I'll get on the black pink spread. Only I have 12 heads to go. That's amazing. Good for you. I've been seeing various YouTube videos on people doing the 100 heads challenge, and that is impressive because that is a big feat. Okay. So Nick's hair is kind of ginger, right? So maybe this like auburn color. Let's see. Oh yeah, this works totally. Yes, and then might go in with this cream again for the highlight. Yeah. His hair is so perfectly coiffed, and it looks so soft. Soft boy. It's okay, it's pronounced like Asia. Oh my gosh, I was totally off. I'm sorry. Does the paper tear up when you layer the colors? No, because, so what I did prior to, I basically just paint the entire surface with the white gesso, and then after it's dry, I sand it so that it's like super smooth. And yeah, so that creates not only like a smooth surface to work on, but it also creates like a barrier between, oops, sorry guys. My phone was like, you're running out of battery. Let me grab my charger. Should I have prepared this prior to? Yes. Did I forget? Also yes. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Da-da-da. Okay, we are now plugged in. The charging is commencing on my phone. Okay, so the gesso, hold on, let me grab it. Excuse the like horrible, oh no, this is the clear one. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So you don't have to use this brand, obviously, but basically this is, yeah, surface preparation. It's a white gesso, and basically I just paint the surface, let it dry, sand it, and then it is super smooth and does not pill or rip or anything when I use paint markers on top. This is a great trick as well if you want to paint like something that isn't paper or isn't a canvas, like wood or any kind of other unconventional surfaces. It's a a great little tip. And then yeah, it comes in clear as well if you want to maintain the color of or texture of something underneath. Kind of random. Have you listened to the Six soundtrack? I have recently become obsessed. I have been told many a time that I should check it out because people have told me that they believe I would probably like it. So I really should get on that because I'm sure I would love it. I do like musicals, so I should get on that. How has your mental health been lately? Just started watching you early this morning, and I already love your work and whole vibe that you give off. Yay, thank you so much. Well, welcome. Hello. Mental health has been up and down, if I'm being perfectly honest. Um, 1 minute I'm like having the best time of my life, and then the other I'm like, why am I even here? I think when your livelihood is tied to a social media presence and in as an extension of that, like the content you post that you make, when it's your art, like it's a very personal thing. Like making art is very personal. And so when it's, not performing the way that you want, or you launch a project and it's just not as successful as you hoped, or, you're just, when things are not growing or are dwindling, it really gets to you as much as I'm constantly preaching, like, the numbers that you see, the engagement that you get on social media shouldn't dictate the value of your work. It's really hard to ignore it completely. And I launched this plushie project, my Momo character here, who I have been pushing for the past like week, and I'm sure everyone's sick of it by now. But this project is like very dependent on how many people jump in, and if they don't, then it doesn't get funded. And so it's a really defeating feeling if it doesn't happen. And then same with like my YouTube channel, like my subscribers I'm seeing growth on my subscribers, but like the actual views on my videos haven't really been landing in terms of what I've seen before. And so as an extension of that, my income has decreased. And so it's hard to ignore the numbers. But I'm really thankful for all of you hanging out with me here on my live streams, and for those of you who do watch my YouTube videos and comment and are on my Patreon and things like that. Like I'm so I really want to stress that I'm like so grateful. But just being like totally transparent, that's kind of where I've been at lately. And the only thing that I can do is just keep trucking on, right? So I was really excited to do this live stream to like hang out with all of you, and I'm so glad that I did it because it's really like uplifted, my spirits, because it just like helps give me perspective on actually being able to interact with all of you, as opposed to just like looking at these numbers, which are kind of arbitrary in the grand scheme of things, or feel arbitrary in the grand scheme of things, right? Whereas when I actually interact with you one-on-one like this, it really like just puts things into perspective for me. Sorry, that was like a long tangent. I've heard a lot of artists on you talk about stagnating views/engagement, and it's super frustrating to hear. As your community, we love and support you, even if YouTube is a butt. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that a lot of people have been experiencing this, especially on Instagram as well. And it is good to be honest about this kind of stuff, because then it reminds us that we're not the only ones experiencing it. That's just kind of that was always my thing, right? I always wanted to be honest on my channel, so. But I also want to stress like a good vibes environment as well. So I try to like, you know, be mindful of how often I bring up these kinds of topics. I totally get that. As long as you do you, then there's nothing wrong with it. I was just watching your April live stream and noticed that you were live, so I hopped on. Yay! Thank you for watching the stream and coming on to the live. I really appreciate that. I find it so interesting that that people enjoy my live streams, because they are sometimes a little chaotic. Like there's so much chatting over actual art making, but I'm so glad that like you guys enjoy it, because I really enjoy it. So it's a win-win all around. But yes, happy Pride Month, everybody. This is kind of perfect that I'm drawing Nick and Charlie from Heartstopper. Even though these are technically my May favorites, we are now in June now, which is Pride Month. So yeah, that actually was very serendipitous. I didn't like plan that. It just happened. So happy Pride, everybody. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I guess next would be the shirts. I think I'm gonna do the shirts. The hair turned out, the color worked out for me. I'm glad. Okay, let's do the tie. I'm gonna do the tie, which is like more green, but I think I'm gonna use this teal instead. I love them so much, I always put them on when I draw or paint. Yay, I'm glad. Not frustrating for you to talk about. That's happening to so many people. Yeah, it's it happens, but I'm so glad to have the community that I do have here. It's has definitely, this live stream has been a great time. I mean, pretty much all of my live streams are always like a good time. So I'm very thankful that everyone here is hanging out and having a good time. How long are you going to stream today? That is a good question. We are at 122 minutes. How long is that? Is that 2 hours? Has it been 2 hours? Right, I started at 1 and now we're almost at 3. Yes. You know what? I think maybe another hour. I usually stream for like 2 to 3 hours. I think one time I did like 4, which was like insane. Actually, you know what? Speaking of time, let's all drink some water. Let's do that. It's like hanging out with my girlfriend. Yeah, that's, you know what, honestly, I'm really glad about that, because that is the vibe that I aim for with my live streams. Is that I want it to be like we're all hanging out, because that's how I feel about it when I am doing live streams, and why I enjoy them, because it feels like I'm just hanging out with a group of friends and we're all working on something, and it's great. It's so fun. Water champ, yes. Hydration is important. Talking about community, do you us fans have a name? You know what? I think I remembered one of my patrons had asked me about this. And I had joked about I'm a Wonder Squad, because I just like the idea of us, like I think like gang or squad is just like fun. And when I think squad, it always makes me think of the Squirtle squad from Pokemon, and like the main, you know, like the Squirtle that does end up with Ash, like wears these like giant sunglasses. And I don't know, there's just something so like funny and comedic about that. So but yeah, that's my random squad tangent. We're all wonders. Oh, that's cute. Oh yeah, you know what? I remember someone had coined Wanderers, which also was very cute. I liked that as well. But also like the concept that like this entire concept that we're talking about right now is also very surreal and strange to me. Like the idea of fans is weird. Like whenever I talk about you, I usually refer to you guys as like my audience or community or followers. I never use the word fan. I guess because the word fan to me reminds me of like celebrities, and I don't consider myself a celebrity. So, but anyway, I'm like so um, flattered that we're having this conversation right now. But yeah, let's get some art done. Okay, let's use a light blue maybe for the shading on the shirts, perhaps. We're the Wonder Gang. That's cute too. I like that too. How long did it take you to find your flow as an artist, where you know what results you will get from each step, I guess? I'm just found your account and you're very talented. Thank you so much. Honestly, a lot of it is hoping for the best and like holding my breath and hoping for the best. There's been many times that I work on something and I'm like, is this gonna be hideous? I have no idea. And I don't know if that's ever really gonna go away. But I think ultimately, when you have enough experience with something, there is like in the back of your head, you're like, I've done this before, I can do it again. So that only comes with experience, right? But I will admit that like I am not often that confident, to be honest. I just sort of, I'm like, I've invested the time and I put in the effort. I'm just going to see it through and we'll see what happens. So obviously that mindset isn't evident in a live, in an edited YouTube video. But I guess that's what's so great about these live streams is you can kind of, you know, in real time, see me make certain decisions and regret certain decisions, but problem solve around it or just accept that it didn't turn out great, you know, things like that. So that's where I'm coming from with that. It just got here. Is that Nick and Charlie from Heartstopper? It is. Happy Pride. It is. I absolutely love Heartstopper. The amount of ugly crying that happened when I watched this is embarrassing. Oh yay, happy Pride Month. I'm trans, F2M, and have already related to a lot of what you've said, responded to, so thank you for supporting every part of the art community interacting. Yeah, I'm really glad. Thank you for sharing, by the way. And I'm really so glad to have like just have a really like I want my community and this space to be for everybody. And I want it to feel like a safe space. I want it to be comfortable and welcoming for everybody. So I'm very glad that you feel that way, or at least I'm assuming. So thank you. And yeah, support your local LGBT businesses. I know I will be probably hitting up some of the drag bars in the Village here in Toronto this month, which I mean I used to do all the time before the pandemic, but now that things are like opening up again, I'm like, ooh, I can go to a drag show again. So excited. Which, speaking of, this is Lady Camden from RuPaul's Drag Race. That was my favorites from last month. Yay, happy Pride. My gay, non-binary heart was very happy when I watched Heartstopper and when I'm here. Yay! Yes, Heartstopper really did such a great job with representing so many different types of people. Not everyone, obviously. That's like impossible. But I think they really hit a lot of really great topics, and will continue to do as the new seasons roll out. I say seasons. I'm sure there's going to be more than 2 seasons, because the webtoon is still going, right? I've been reading it. I'm not like caught up to it, everything, but I've been really enjoying it. Hi, trying to get back into drawing after weeks of having zero motivation. These kinds of videos really help. Yay, I'm glad. I have also been kind of back and forth with motivation, but having this like consistent monthly favorite spread has like it really helps me kind of just keep the ball rolling and the momentum going, because I'm a bit of a completionist and I'm like really determined to see this through for the whole year. I think it'll be so satisfying to see all 12 months at the end of the year. So fingers crossed. And honestly, like now doing these as live streams has like, it's like partly keeping me accountable. So hopefully, you know, I can commit. Okay, so for Charlie's hair, let's do... I'm gonna do this like lighter brown here on the edges, and then I'll use that like burgundy color. His hair is so fun, this curly, wispy hair. Oh, let me bring you in a little closer here. There we go. It means a lot, and I really appreciate it, and I'm open to a lot of people. I do feel comfortable watching and commenting, just wondering if you have one-to-one convos with people on Instagram. Not really. The thing about when you grow an audience on social media, it is a tricky line to toe with wanting to interact with everybody, but also have boundaries too. I used to reply to like all of my private DMs and stuff on Instagram, but then it kind of got overwhelming. So I unfortunately don't really look at them anymore. Just because, yeah, I'm just one person, right? So it is tricky. But I do on Patreon, that's kind of like the one space where I do interact with one-on-one with everyone. Because it's just like it's a more controlled amount of people. But yeah, that's why these live streams are great, because then I still get to interact with you, but in a space that is a little bit easier for me because it's like live, and I can, when I answer one question, it sort of hits, you know, multiple questions, things like that. But yeah, I very thankful to have like such an understanding, chill, happy vibes community. Oh, okay. This, I might need to introduce another color because now his hair looks too ginger. I think I'll have to introduce like that brown maybe, or a blue or something, just to make it a little cooler, because Charlie definitely has like a much darker hair color than Nick, so we will fix that. I hope you're having a lovely day. I've been going through art block for almost a year now, but your videos really help motivate me. Yay! I know art block is it really sucks. So I hope that hope you're able to make some art. I have lots of live streams on my YouTube channel, so they can keep you company. Hi Tina, are you watching All Star 7? If so, who are you rooting for? My faves are Jinx and Monet Exchange. Yes, I have been watching All Star 7. I am so excited about it because we have been speculating, you know, an all winner season for a while. So it's exciting that it actually came to fruition, because honestly, I wasn't sure if it was ever going to happen. I haven't seen like the newest episode yet, but I am personally also loving Jinx. And I am rooting for Raja. I feel like so far Raja has been really under what's the word? Underestimated, I think. Like I feel like Raja has been really, really strong in my opinion, but isn't really getting the same recognition as some of the other queens so far. But I've got my hopes for her, because I've always been like a big Raja fan. Gotta say, Heartstopper was for me more of a casual watch, but as someone who also had the LGBT teeny experience. I related to a lot, especially where Charlie tried to find out if Nick was into men. Yeah, I think that was probably very relatable for a lot of people. Yeah, I think that's what's nice about the series is that it's like it deals with a lot of relatable things for people, but it's also very light and wholesome, which is just that's the content that I want in my life right now. I totally agree. I really hope Raja gets her well-deserved win soon. Yes, exactly. Any tips on how to get ideas on what to draw? Fun fact, I'm a ginger too. um, yeah, so like, I know this is maybe not helpful or a very common said thing, but I really do find Pinterest is like a great place for inspo because as soon as you like or look at one thing, the, Pinterest algorithm just like continues to spit out like similar things. And so like if you don't have like a Pinterest board yet and you're like, where do I start? Just be like think about what are you into right now? So like for me, my Pinterest often has like 90s fashion, or recently I did an illustration where I wanted like to do like old Hollywood hair. So I like literally just typed in search for old Hollywood hairstyles or something. And or like when I did like a 60s inspired illustration, I like typed in 60s fashion, or I did a lot of Stray Kids and BTS portraits recently. So my feed also has a lot of pictures of them. And so that's how like your Pinterest board gets curated, is just like as you look for certain things, it'll just keep feeding you that, and it'll continue to evolve and change as you look up different things. And then if you want to take it a step further, then you can save collections or albums or I don't know what they're called, folders, collections, I don't remember what they're called, on there if you want to like keep tabs on certain things. So yeah, that's a big one. And then oh, this marker is very juicy. Okay, thankfully Charlie's eyebrows are pretty thick anyway. And then also I get inspo on Instagram as well. So like I follow a lot of artists and like various like fashion Instagrams as well. And I also have like favorites albums that I keep tabs on with that as well. So I can refer back to them if I want some inspo. I find Pinterest search engine isn't all that great, but the algorithm is way more accurate to what I'm looking for once I pin things I like. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like if I come across something on Pinterest and I'm like, oh, what is that? And then I'll look at the source or something. If there is a source, Pinterest is kind of bad for that in that way. And then you can Google it as well, like to do further research on it. Okay. Nick's eyes are blue, right? Blue or green or something. When it's at this scale though, you can't really tell. So I might just go in with this teal to suggest a different color there, and then we'll see. It's probably gonna get covered up by line art anyway, but we'll see. Okay, and then Charlie's vest is a gray, but I don't want to use gray, so we're gonna use maybe this color, this like purpley color. I'm drawing along with you. Yay! Lately, I've been sketching on regular paper so I can transfer my sketches to watercolor paper and not lose the originals if I mess up. Biggest fear. Yes, that is a great way of going about it. I also really enjoy doing that because, yeah, it sucks to lose the sketch. And also, when you're in the process of painting or whatever it is, it's nice to like be able to like refer back to the sketch in case, the paint or something happens during the process and it changes. I don't know if this purple was the right choice, to be honest. We're gonna, I think we're gonna let it dry and then we'll come back to it. We're gonna fill it in and then we're gonna come back to it. I think maybe a blue might have made more sense, but we'll see. I am going to commit to it for now and then we'll come back to it. We'll do the blazer. I think that'll help. Losing lines under thick gouache. Yes, that happens often. Drawing along digitally too, but I do want to try and get back to more traditional stuff at some point. Just need the drive. Yeah, I think switching between the two can be a little bit tricky. And obviously, when you're really familiar with digital art, it's hard to like come to terms with like not having a backspace or control Z moment. So I get that. What color is this vest? Is it like a navy blue? No, is it a green? No, I don't remember. Yeah, I guess it's like a gray blue. Greenish. I guess in the the artwork, the webtoon comic, it's like a dark green. So we're gonna go with that. But I have a lot of blue happening. Like Rina, I'd want to try and make them all make sense. I just realized that my color palette hasn't been nearly as cohesive on this page that it has been in the past. So maybe I should give that some thought. Maybe I should do blue for the blazer instead of the green. Just for color palette's sake. I'm drawing along as well. I'm working on a digital portrait of a tease Songhwa because I fell in love with him recently. I'm not familiar with Atiz yet, but I don't blame you. I'm sure that he's beautiful. Have you ever painted in VR? I haven't. It looks pretty cool though. I've seen videos of people doing that. It looks cool. I've yet to do that myself though. Okay, so yes, let's do that. And then I think having the highlight be this like greenish color will still help suggest the original color palette for their jackets. And now we're gonna go and use the blue that I used for Rina's hair, which where did I put that? Oh, here. What would you say your favorite medium to use is at the moment? Maybe acrylic gouache. My most recent YouTube video that's been posted, I used acrylic gouache for a Momo portrait, and Momo, aka being my little character here, who's this plushie, cutesy plushie, link in the bio. That was really like a fun experience. I really enjoy using acrylic gouache. So that might be the favorite right now. But also, I just filmed a new YouTube video last night or yesterday. It's going to go up Monday. I've been editing it. And that one I used alcohol markers and colored pencils. And that was also a very enjoyable experience. I'm looking forward to working with that combo more. So, classic me. I can't just commit to one thing. Oh, hello. Finally catch your stream. Hello. Yay. Welcome. We've been streaming for almost, how long has it been? 2 hours and 20 minutes. LOL. I wrote it wrong. I meant I fell in love with the group, not just Songhwa. Yes, that's fair. Yeah, that's me and 17 right now. 17, I don't know how many members are in Atiz, but 17 has 13 members, which is going to take me a moment to remember them all, but I'm getting there. Stray Kids and BTS is more manageable because it's 7 and 8 members, but we'll get there slowly but surely. Okay. This. Oh yeah, I think this blue is working for me. The green, the teal highlight that I did on the blazer helps give it that impression that it leans more green. And then that way this color, the jacket ties into the portrait I did up here of Rina. And then I'm going to be doing these plants later, which will also have some green. Maybe I'll use the teal to like tie it together. So I think that'll help. Because right now this spread does feel a little bit disconnected in terms of color palette. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Atees are 8 members. Okay, yeah, that's much more manageable in terms of remembering them all. I love Atees even more because they're friends with Stray Kids and Stray Kids. Oh, that's cute. I love that. Oh, water break. Everyone drink water or coffee or whatever you're drinking. Very important. Chug time. Yeah. I'm so sorry if you heard my burp. I just burped. We are unfiltered today. Are we still in frame? There we go. Okay. Starting to feel snacky. Oh, you know what I've been craving? I've been really craving the Korean corn dogs. Maybe I'll get one today. Oh, but that means I have to step outside. Full introvert mode today. Everybody buy Momo. Aw, thanks. Only if you want to. No pressure. But I will love you forever if you do. Yes, everyone get Momo because I will be sad if she won't be funded. I will also be sad if she doesn't get funded. But thank you to everyone who has already purchased her. We have about 2 weeks, I think, left. Just under 2 weeks. Okay, we gotta let that dry. I'm so tempted to like accidentally put my hand in there. His pen, I think, is also green in this photo. Yes. I'll do that. If only I had money, I would buy the whole stock. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I know, it's tricky, because, like, you know, it's, there's, like, shipping on top of, you know, the product itself, and I get it, everyone. Don't worry. Happy Pride. Love your art. You're my inspiration. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Happy Pride. Yes, okay. Now the tie. I also went to uniform high school. I did not wear a tie though, because that seemed uncomfortable. I had the option to wear a tie. I think there was like certain days where you had to. There was like specific days, but I usually didn't. I usually did pants too. I think in my freshman year, I did the kilt, like the skirt, like every day. And then I was like, you know what? This is more work, or this is more effort than I want to deal with, especially in like the winter and stuff. So I ended up just wearing pants because I was like, whatever, this is more comfortable. My school was like really strict on the length of the skirt, and it was insane. They would like, in the middle of the day, just like call everyone who was wearing a skirt to the office so that they could measure how short it was. Insane. That's so disruptive. Aren't we here to learn, not figure out how long our skirt is? Oh, it was ridiculous. So that was another part of the reason why I switched to pants. I hope that stopped, because that's insane. Do you have a favorite piece that you've done, and any advice on starting an art stream, and what things do you use for it? Like, what's your setup? Do I have a favorite piece that I've done? Probably my vampire drawing painting that I did called The Study. Hold on, do I have a print of it? Yes, I do. I joke with a lot of people that I feel like my art prime was 2019, and I think part of the reason why was because of this illustration that I did. This was with watercolors, and this is a print of the illustration, not the actual one. Oh, did I just put a fingerprint on it? Whoops. But this is one of my favorite pieces, and I have yet to really visits, or no, that's a lie. I've tried to kind of recapture this vibe, and I just haven't quite been able to do it. So yeah, unfortunately, I feel like my prime was in 2019. Hopefully we can come back to that, but that was my fave. And then my my art stream setup, I have a video on my YouTube channel called How I Film My Art Videos, I think. And kind of like halfway through that video, I show my YouTube live stream setup, and I just use my phone. Like, everything is just on my phone. So it's pretty bare minimum. But and I stand right next to the tripod so that I can look at my phone and look at the chat and then make art at the same time. It's hard to like just show because I'm streaming right now, but yeah, check out that video if you want to know how to do that. I actually thought the shipping was already all right. Oh yes, I thought the shipping was all right. I'm from Europe. I thought it's comparable with Stray Kids plushes. Momo is a lot cheaper, so I actually think the pricing was pretty good. Yay, thank you. I'm glad. I mean, I obviously don't make up the price, like, or the prices, because it's through Makeship, but I'm glad that it's, you know, comparable to other plushes. I actually got into gouache because of you from the first gouache video you did back in like 2019, I think. Yay, I'm glad. I'm really glad when people get into new mediums because they watched a video of mine. That makes me really happy. People say dressing inappropriately is disruptive and then drag people out of their classes to measure the lengths of their skirts. Oh, I know. Exactly. It's the logic make it make sense. It's I'm not going to do it, but I could go on like a rapid fire rant about that dress code topic, but we're not going to get there. We're not going to go into that. Okay, oh, you know what? I'm going to do the leaves. The leaves, I love that element in the show that they actually put that in, like the little animation. It's so cute. My heart, my kokoro. Okay. And then this cute teal color. Waste of time. This one girl would just pull her skirt back up after getting released. Yeah, I think a lot of people did that. Not productive. Not productive. Same. After I saw your gouache video, I bought the jelly gouache and later the Holbein and acrylic gouache. So thanks, because I love them a lot. Yay! Thank you so much. I'm glad. Yeah, the Holbein acrylic gouache is like truly chef's kiss. It is so nice. And I do use, I have used the Liquitex acrylic gouache as well as the Turner's. But I will say the Holbein is probably my favorite. It's just the color selection is so nice, and the coverage and the texture, or not texture, the consistency of it is really, really nice. Okay. Aw, how cute are they? Okay. Next is, I want to tackle this vest. The purple just doesn't quite make sense. So, because I used this like blue color for the white shirt, so it doesn't really make sense to use it here. This blue doesn't really, in a pickle here. Let's try this blue. I don't know. I actually don't have any gray. Even if I wanted to go with a gray, I don't have gray in a paint marker, so we're gonna see. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to draw and a medium you like to do it in? I mean, probably comes to no surprise that I am big on drawing portraits of people. And then in terms of the medium, I mean, I like portraits in all mediums. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I've been really into the ballpoint pen portrait drawings. Those are really fun. This, I don't know what's going on here with this vest. I don't know. We're gonna commit to it for now because I don't really know what else to do with it. Yeah, and then these are dry now. I can outline those. Yeah, I got the white from Liquitex too. I actually think I'll switch to them once I use my Holbein completely, just because I can't afford to always rebuy the Holbein. Yeah, that is, I will agree. The Holbein is not cheap, and the Liquitex is definitely a better price for the quantity that you get. For anyone who is Canadian, I would also potentially recommend the Dessert acrylic gouache. Dessert is like a Canadian art supply company, and they came out with an acrylic gouache, and the quantity of them is like pretty big. So if you find that you want to use like a lot of it, I would recommend those if you want like a bigger quantity. But yeah, it is a Canadian brand, so unfortunately I think they're only available in Canada. Any tips on doing portraits? If you're not as familiar or you're like getting into it, definitely use references, like photo references to get started. That definitely helps a lot, just so you have somewhere to start with. Like with even the portraits I'm working on this spread, I use reference photos and am using reference photos, especially when it comes to like getting likenesses of people, like real people. So like I have this photo up right now of them here. And then when you get more comfortable, you know, you begin to stylize and like interpret it, you know, or realism if that's what you want to go for too. Okay, I think I'm gonna use like that burgundy color for the liner instead of a black. Where is that color? Here. Are you a fan of Drawfee? I love them so much, so talented and funny. You know what? Someone had mentioned Drawfee. Wait, is it Drawfee? Drawfee, yeah, Drawfee. On my previous live stream, I think. I actually am not familiar with them, but I'm sure that they're great. I'm not familiar, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah, someone else mentioned them before in a previous live stream. When I first got them, I was even afraid to use the Holbein because I felt bad for quote unquote wasting them by actually painting with them. Yes, I totally understand. I'm like that with with my nice watercolor paper. I'm constantly using my cheaper watercolor paper and then getting frustrated when it's like not working the way I want to. And then I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I have nicer watercolor paper. I should use it. That's the whole point. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Same with some of my sketchbooks. Like, I mean, I have a lot of sketchbooks, so it's going to take me a lifetime to get through all of them. But the ones that have like watercolor paper in them and stuff like that, I do feel more pressure. And I think that's kind of the nice thing about this this Arteza sketchbook that I'm using. I I often say that it's like not my favorite sketchbook, but I will say that the beauty of it is because it's a more affordable price point, I'm more likely to experiment a little bit more in it because I don't feel as bad if I make something that I don't love. So it's good to have some inexpensive art supplies where you feel like you can really kind of let loose and not feel bad about it. But ultimately, use your art supplies because that's what they're meant for. No, I'm late. I love the spread though. Thanks for coming. You know, better late than never. I'm exactly that way with watercolor paper, less with paint. I think it's because I kind of stretch out the paint, but paper is kind of one and done. Yeah, I think that's the right mindset, or a good explanation for the mindset. How do you do outline with a brush? Mine are so messy, even though I use a very thin and small brush. The paint gets stuck. Yeah, for me, like I've had this question a lot actually. Part of it is potentially, I don't know, the way that I hold things is like this. I know some people do this. Or is it this? I don't know. I do it like this, and I find that this feels stable because it's like resting like this. I don't know. I also use like an iron grip, which does give me cramps sometimes. The other thing is I rest my hand like on the surface, which also helps with staying steady, but that does lead to smudging. So you have to be careful about that. Sometimes people will put like a piece of paper underneath their hand while they work so that they don't smudge. But yeah, that's my tip. Something that I will say about this acrylograph paint marker, the way that the nib feels on the paper is kind of awful. It's like really scratchy. I don't like it. Whereas I don't know why the Posca ones they don't give me that scratchy feeling. Where is this one? But unfortunately, the Posca like Superfine, they don't have as many colors. So unfortunately, is that Miss Rina next to Momo? It is the queen herself. I love Rina so much. Is it okay if I tag you in a post when I post the painting I've been working on? Feel free to say no if you're not comfortable with it. Oh my gosh, feel free to tag me. Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. I don't mind. I do not mind. Also, I want to mention that for those of you who tag me like in stories, I do see them usually. I just don't reply to them all because of, you know, time. But I do see them, and I really appreciate when people make stories when they're like watching my YouTube videos or live streams or whatever. So I do see them and I appreciate them. Do I want to use this for his face? I guess so. I have the Archer and Olive journal, and they don't even work well in that journal. Oh no, really? I mean, I know like Pipa swears by them, like she uses them in like for everything, but the scratchy feeling is, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't love it. But I will say that the color selection is really nice. And it is nice to have like this like plastic nib in terms of keeping a consistent nib. But the scratchy feeling. I do love the sketchbook though that Pipa made. It's so beautiful. This is Pipa's collab with Archer and Olive, and it's like a square sketchbook with these like beautiful little accents and her artwork on it. And it's got a little pen holder, and it's got like a cute writing space at the beginning. And then the paper is like on the thicker side, which I appreciate. And I think, yeah, I did a live stream. On this. So I did this like cute Space Girl with the markers that came in the set, and then I used alcohol markers and color pencils, and I drew Sweet Boy Unumaki from Jujutsu Kaisen on this side, and he's so cute. I love him. I actually really like how this turned out. Maybe I should make him into a sticker or like a button or something for when conventions roll around. Isn't he so sweet? Anyway, that's my random Pipa plug. Have you tried the Molotov One for All sketchbook? It's made specifically for paint markers. I have not. I feel like that would make sense because I do use Molotov and I do use paint markers. But I think partly due to the fact I have so many sketchbooks already, I'm kind of like, do I need to get another one? But that's good to know. It definitely makes sense that they would have their own sketchbook, and it probably works perfectly. Look at this wholesome boy. Aww. He's literally, I think they say it in the show too, is that Nick, this character that I'm drawing right now, is like the human embodiment of a golden retriever, and it is so accurate. He really is. Just so sweet, so wholesome. Not just personality, but also the way that he looks. There's just something so golden retriever-esque about him. Yes, we need him as a sticker. Okay, I'll do it. I love Inumaki. I just finished rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen again because I missed the squad. Ugh, I feel you. I have rewatched that. I've rewatched the first season twice, I think. Maybe 3 times. Maybe, definitely twice though. And I loved the movie. It was great. How do you identify and what are your pronouns since it's Pride Month? Identify as trans and non-binary, and my pronouns are they, he. Thank you. I go by she, her. I really love that Instagram has that feature now to put your pronouns in your profile. Very, very good of them. But yes. He is the golden embodiment of a golden retriever. He has such kind eyes. I know, right? I don't know if you've seen the blooper reel of the Heartstopper show on YouTube, but there's a blooper reel of Kit and my brain is having a moment. But the actress, you know, renowned actress who plays his mom, they're doing their, you know, very heartfelt, I don't want to give any spoilers, but they're having a heartfelt scene, like very big moment in the show. And she forgets her line and she's like, I forgot my line because I was looking at your sweet face or something. And it's just so cute. So relatable. Hi, I'm from Peru, and I don't know if my writing is sorry. Your writing is fine. I'm apparently having a stroke. Hi, I'm from Peru, and I don't know if I'm writing right, so this is my moment to practice my English. I love your style, and you are my inspiration, and when I practice painting, I use some of your tactics. Thanks so much. I am so thankful to be able to, you know, keep you company and help you with your art journey. Your English sounds perfectly fine. My apparently knowledge of reading English just ceased to work when I was reading your message. Okay, do I want to use this? I think I need to switch to a blue for some of these cooler parts because I don't like the combo of the red with these cooler elements. So we're going to do that. The bloopers are so good, aren't they? I really love that Netflix has been doing that with the bloopers. It's really cute. Bloopers in general, like at the end of a movie and they show bloopers during the credits. I love that. It's so fun. I definitely need to order some of those acrylograph pens. I feel like I've done way too many pencil sketches and I want to spice it up. Oh yeah, paint markers are definitely like a fun way to add some color, but in a really like quick way. And they really, like, it's so punchy and vibrant because it's paint. The vest is not... I don't know. How do I fix this? Oh, you know what? Aha. Let's use this blue, right? Oh yeah, I forgot this pen is like dying. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I think I've said this before, not to depress the nib on your actual work, but I do that all the time. Okay. So, let's use a paintbrush to fix this. Nothing says live stream than your marker just exploding. How do you prevent colored pencil from leaving a mark on the opposite page of the sketchbook? I would recommend like a sealant spray, like a fixative. That's kind of like the best way. Or if you don't want to do that, the other option is to put like a piece of paper or like a tracing paper. So what I would do, I don't personally do this, but you could do this, is if you took like a scrap piece of paper or tissue paper and put it on top and then like tape it onto your sheet. That could also help prevent like smudging. Oh my god, it's like the blue ink in the show. Oh my god, it is. Oh my god. For some context, for people who've never seen Heartstopper, there's like a bit in one of the episodes where Nick's blue pen explodes all over his hands. And so that's really funny that happened to me just now. Okay. I don't have water with me. Let's see. Well, I do. I have drinking water, but I don't have paint water with me. Hold on. Do I want to use my drinking water? No, let's... I have a teeny tiny bit of water left over in this, just to wash my brush so I'm not... Let's see, can I do this? Because there's gesso on the paper, the paint is sort of floating on the surface. Okay, sure. There we go. Why not? I recently got this from Sarah B Pottery, I think is their handle. It's like a handmade ceramic, and I love this brush holder. It's so great. I'm tempted to watch this show now. I love it. If you're looking for a light, wholesome, sentimental coming-of-age story, that's kind of how I think it's best described, in my opinion. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to... I think I want to use some darker line art for the features, the facial features. And it's really tiny. So I think I'm going to cheat. I mean, it's not cheating. but I'm going to use a fine liner instead of the paint markers, just because the paint markers can only go so fine. And I really don't want to mess up their faces, so that is a really cute mug. It's cute, right? I love it. I love the speckled design on it. I might need to watch it. Honestly, I've ran out of anime to watch, it seems. I mean, I just ran out to get groceries, so glad you're still here. Yeah, we are having a good time. Sometimes I like overdo it and then I'm like, damn, I was standing too long. But I have such a good time with all of you, so I'm happy to be hanging out here for hours at a time. What were we saying? Anime. Oh, someone was mentioning earlier, someone was recommending Gintama, which is very long. So, I mean, if you haven't seen that one yet, that could be something. But I do still think you should check out Heartstopper. But if you're looking for more anime, Gintama was something that was mentioned earlier that someone was really enjoying. And it's a very long series, so. Oh my gosh, look at his sweet little face. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use this fine liner for the details because I don't have quite something this fine or this shade in the paint markers, so this is working for me. I should do this more often. I don't know why I feel so committed to using only paint markers. It's fine to mix up the mediums. I do it all the time anyway with other stuff, so I don't know why I'm so compelled to only use paint markers when I'm using them. There we go. Just drank my 4th cup of water. Ooh, good job. Everyone drink something. Stay hydrated. Stand, sit, or both / switch. Yeah, I feel like it would be good for me to sit, but I was mentioning earlier, the way that I have my setup, my tripod is like so close to me that a chair, like there's no room. So one of these days I'll get my situation sorted, but that's not today. That's not this day. Yes, I'm definitely here for long series. It's something that'll always be there for a while. I was wondering about Bleach too. Oh my god. Okay. Full anime gasp. I highly, highly recommend checking out Bleach because 1, I love it, and 2, the final arc is happening this October. Like the series like ended years ago, but they're now revisiting it to do the final arc, and I am hyped. So it actually would be a great time to get into Bleach. Me personally, I skip the filler arcs just because I don't have the time for that. So, but if you are, you know, looking for something long, yeah, it's great. I love Bleach. I love Bleach. I know people, I feel like Naruto is like the popular one in like between the big 3. I feel the big people call the big 3 One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. I feel like Bleach is usually the one that like doesn't get talked about nearly as much, but Bleach is, I love it. It's so stylish, it's so cool. I love the world. And Ichigo is like a really uncommon shonen lead, in my opinion, because I feel like shonen leads are usually a Naruto type. Like they're peppy, they're energetic, happy-go-lucky, everyone loves them. But Bleach, Ichigo, he's like way more like, I remember talking about this to somebody else in a live stream, and they were saying that he feels more indicative of like what your typical teenager actually looks like in terms of being a little bit more standoffish, a little bit more apathetic, and like kind of the attitude that he has is more indicative of a typical teenager. Not in looks, though. He looks like so much older than your typical shonen teenager, but in the attitude. Oh my god, yes, I remember my friend showing me the trailer. How exciting. Yeah, I'm so hyped. What's your favorite Rina Sawayama song? Ooh, I think Comme des Garçons. Might be my favorite Rina song. Comme des Garçons. It's so fun. Or I really love Bad Friend. Or also Tokyo Love Hotel. So many good ones. I never paid that much mind to Dynasty. Like, it was never like a standout for me when I listened to the album. But then when I saw it live, she opened with Dynasty. It was amazing. So that kind of changed my perspective on it a little bit too. Not that I never disliked it, but it just like, I was like, oh, this is a banger. Banger. Have you watched One Piece? Thoughts? I have not. unfortunately. I should though. It's a big one. Very popular. I'm a little late for that party. I was really late to the Attack on Titan party too, so you know, never. I'll get there. Oh wait. I think I might need to use black for the liner on the jacket, just because it's very dark. So where is my black fine liner? Not fine liner. Posca marker. Okay. Bleach is the middle child. Oh my god. Accurate. So accurate. That's really funny. I'm going to scream. I love Dynasty so much. It was so girl. Sorry, I'm saying girl just in reference to the vibe. I shouldn't assume your pronoun, but Dynasty was incredible. Incredible. Rina was wearing like this red outfit. It was so good. I heard that she's going on tour again, and I'm like, I know I just saw her, but if she comes to Toronto again, I'm probably gonna buy tickets. Honestly, when I die, bury me with that whole album. Honestly, same. Oh my god, same. After I watched a live performance of Dynasty, I was obsessed with it. Yeah, her Tiny Desk concert was very good, and that like periwinkle blazer cutout moment, so good. You're good. LOL. I say girl to everyone at this point. Yeah, same, exactly. Like girl, it's not even, it's just a way of, it's an endearment. It's a term of endearment, not even a pronoun at this point. Super specific, but do you ever imagine having a secret pop star persona? I feel like your fashion style and visual taste would marry really well to a musical landscape too. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. I have fantasized about walking a red carpet, not in a specific sense in terms of like I've never imagined like why I'd be walking a red carpet, but I have thought about walking a red carpet, and I was like, if I had been given the opportunity to walk a red carpet, I would really want to wear a suit, like some kind of suit blazer pant moment, and then do like a bralette underneath or something corset-y to give it that like feminine touch. And you know what? I ended up kind of rocking that moment at my friend's wedding recently. So I kind of got to, I got to have that moment, even though it wasn't a red carpet. But yeah, I did it for my friend's wedding, and it was pretty cute. I did pink high-waisted like dress pants, and then I did like a cropped black blazer and like a corseted bralette thing underneath. Yeah, it was a fun look. Not anime related, but I'm rewatching Game of Thrones now. Have you ever done fan art of it? I actually am one of the very few people who never got into Game of Thrones. I watched the first 2 episodes like many, many years ago, and I was just immediately like, this is not for me. Yeah, so I never got into it, but I heard that, you know, everyone despised the final season, so I was like, okay, I don't feel that bad for never getting into it. Yeah, I mean, it made sense that people told me to watch it because I love fantasy, like the fantasy genre. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening in Game of Thrones that I don't love. So, yeah. Cool, she's still alive. Yes, I'm here. I'm still here. But you know what? I should probably Should probably head out soon, actually, because it's been 3 hours now. Okay, let's do... I had the same reaction to Game of Thrones. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Are you into Stranger Things? Yes, we were talking about Stranger Things earlier. I just finished watching everything last night. So very excited to see the final 2 episodes, which are supposed to be like movie length, which will be pretty epic. I hope that, I mean, I'm sure it will. By that point, everyone will have come together. And, because I don't like the disjointedness. Like I wish everyone was just in one place. Like some of them being in California and some of them being in Hawkins. I want them all together. The California crew really like didn't get as much screen time, so hopefully they all come together. I'm the same with Game of Thrones. In the end, being oblivious to pop culture paid off for me. Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, I felt, like, kind of vindicated when the final season came out and everyone was, like, not into it. Because I was like, I'm glad I never got invested in this thing because I would have been really upset if it ended in a way that was, you know, very, very not satisfying. Because obviously, it's hard to please everybody. But it seemed like nobody liked the final season. So, yeah. I am sorry to everyone who did love Game of Thrones and was disappointed by that final season, because that would really suck. Okay. You know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going because I'm having a good time with all of you. So, we're going to keep streaming. Maybe I'll finally get into these plants. Yeah. Let's do that. So technically, the plant that I'm working on here for my mom, she gifted it to me. It's more of like a green, not a teal, but to get the color palette to feel cohesive, I'm going to use this teal because that's what's been used down here. And that will help bring everything together. Because right now it's feeling a little disjointed in terms of the color palette. So I think this will help. And then this plant is pink, so... Voltron, Game of Thrones. Oh my god. You're so right. Okay, Game of Thrones didn't get into, but I was really into Voltron. I actually, as I went so far as I didn't even watch the final season. I watched the first 2 episodes, I think, and then heard like all the spoilers and how everyone felt about it. And I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm out. So yeah, that was very unfortunate. What has been your best experience in the art community? Honestly, like these live streams. I don't know. Is that a cop-out answer? Like I'm so grateful to be able to have a community where we can talk about art, but also you guys have come to know me as a person to an extent where I can talk about anime or TV shows, other TV shows, or fashion, or various things that we relate to about our childhood. Like, that's such a very unique dynamic to have with your audience, and I'm like really grateful to have that, because I always wanted my art channel to be a place where I could riff on like pop culture, because that's such a huge part of my interests and honestly like an influence on my work in general. So I'm like really glad to be able to have that with all of you, because you know, I only have so much to say about art. And when I do a live stream for 3 hours, I couldn't possibly only talk about art for 3 hours. So it's really nice to be able to talk about a little bit of everything. You got me into Posca markers and doing some more traditional art, but I really regret getting a big set of the 5 mil instead of the 3 mil. I want more detail. Ooh. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's like the biggest downside of paint markers, is having to commit to a nib size. because then you end up having like multiples. Like I have multiples of certain colors that I use a lot, and it's like takes up a lot of space and money. Like this pink, I have to have 2 of them. Obviously, you already purchased the set, but I will say one thing that I do really love about the Molotow brand is they do have an option for a dual-ended one. So there's 2 sizes. So there's like a finer tip and a thicker tip. And they're refillable. So I will say that is a really big benefit of Molotow paint markers. But overall, I do actually prefer Posca. I find they're a little bit more consistent, and the color that you actually get from the lid versus and the paint on the paper is really close, whereas the Molotow is like pretty different. But yeah. Oh, is this Skype? Oh, I did it again. I did it again, y'all. Okay. Let's bust out this paintbrush. Okay. Oh, this is a lot of paint. Okay. Do you like live action or cartoons better? You know what? I think like I like both, obviously, but animated content really has a special place in my heart. I think that there's something really magical about animation because you have like almost no limitations in terms of what you want to do with the story and the character design and basically whatever your animation team has the budget for, right? Whereas there's like a lot more limitations with live action. And then when you introduce CGI into live action, it doesn't always land or it doesn't always age very well. Whereas animation, like, even if the budget wasn't all there or it's an older style or something, like, it still looks decent. Like, I find I don't really cringe nearly as much at it. And also I find that there's less distractions when you're, like, I find I can immerse myself in an animated movie or TV show more, because with live action sometimes I like get distracted by if I'm like familiar with an actor or if like actually for example like the new Stranger Things season, this I don't think this is like a major spoiler. They do flashback scenes where they had to have like a younger actress play 11 in the flashback scenes, and then they had to like do like a deep fake, I think is what they call it, right? To get like Millie Bobby Brown's likeness onto this younger actress to make it look like her. And that was like, it was like, sometimes it wasn't too bad, but there was cases where you're like, ooh, that looks a little weird. So yeah, that's part of like the distraction part, or like takes you out of the story when you're watching it. Whereas if you're with animation, like you can do flashback scenes, you can do all sorts of stuff without worrying about those kinds of logistics. I love how you stay calm when the Posca marker bleeds on the page. I would flip out. I think partly just because this is like a casual sketchbook thing. It's not, the stakes aren't as high. I think I would be way more panicked if it was on a more completed piece. No, wait, a piece that I was like really much more invested in. There we go. And I've been very thankful that so far that these mishaps haven't happened on a face. If it happened on a face, I would be really sad. So this plant that my friend gave me is mostly pink, but it's got like green edges on it. And because we wanted to use up that paint, I just did that. And I'm going to use the pink on top, I think. And then the pot that she put it in is actually white, but I'm going to do it like this with this blue. Kind of like how I approach the shirt, where the thing is technically white, but we want to add some dimension to it. So we're doing that. And then this, my friend, not my friend, I mean, she is my friend, but my cousin, she gave me a candle. So let's do that. And the candles in like a pink case here. He's one of my all-time fave fictional characters. He's right after Furuta from Tokyo Ghoul and Loki from Marvel. I haven't gotten into Tokyo Ghoul yet, but I should. I've heard good things about it. Tokyo Ghoul, and then what else is on my list? Mob Psycho 100 is also on my list in terms of anime to check out. Do you have any pets? If not, would you want one? I currently don't have any pets. In the past, when I've lived with roommates, they had cats, and I love cats so much. So if I were to get one, I would probably get a cat. But I am not in the market for one right now. But maybe in the future, potentially, I might get one. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like adding that pink actually. Ooh, and you know what? I think I'm going to do that for the shirt down here too. This will help create some color harmony because there's a lot of pink happening up here, but none down here. So this will actually help bring it together. And it creates like another kind of level of dimension and interest into the shirt. It's kind of like an opal, which, fun fact, opal is my birthstone. I'm a Libra, October. I'm like a Dor Delano. I'm a Libra. Okay. Oh, that looks cute. I like that. Okay. Mob Psycho is so good. Okay, I will bump up the list. If you decide to get into Tokyo Ghoul, read the manga. It's way more detailed and the story makes a lot more sense. I liked season 1, 3, and 4, but only because I read the manga first, so I had more info. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I find that the manga really lets you like absorb all the content, especially with action sequences. Everything happens so quickly. So I definitely understand that perspective that manga is, especially if there's like a lot of world building involved or a lot of details that you need to know in order for the story to feel a little bit more cohesive or rich. Yeah, that's a good tip. Good tip. Have you seen Trigun or Chobits? You know what? Those are also two like really classic animes that I had not ever gotten into, but I should. I really should. Chobits, especially because I love Clamp. Like I love Cardcaptor Sakura. So I'm kind of surprised at myself that I never got into that one. And then Trigun, yeah, it just was like one of those like classic shonen series that I don't know what happened. Well, I don't know what happened there. I should get into it though. Okay. Oh, you know what happens with these live streams? I end up getting hungry. So I will probably stop streaming soon, unfortunately, because I will probably need to eat. But let's finish the plants. We'll finish the plants. And then we're like almost done, actually. The only thing that's left really is like the title at the top and the hearts where I put 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we're like basically done. So that's good. This page, when I did this page, I didn't quite finish it on stream. So it's very satisfying to be able to mostly finish it at the very least. I used to get into this mindset where I was like, I have to finish it on stream, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So, you know. They changed the studio after season 2, and the new studio picked up from the manga ending, not the anime. So there was a big chunk of missing info from season 2 to 3. Oh, that's frustrating. I do get thrown off when they switch studios. Like Haikyuu, I don't know if the studio is different, but they started to change the art style of the anime. And I know that the change was to make it closer to what the manga looked like, but it was just jarring for me as someone who has not read the manga, the Haikyuu manga, and was like only watching the anime, to see that like art style switch. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are happy about the change because for people who have read the Haikyuu manga, I mean, I still love Haikyuu like very dearly, and I'm still gonna watch it regardless. But it was a little bit of a adjustment period when they did that. Okay, this plant that my mom gifted me, it's kind of spotted, so I'm gonna add in these darker greens, and then I will add in the little spots. And this is helping, yeah, adding this kind of helping create some more. The red is kind of standing out as like not being married into the rest of the thing. So maybe I'll do red hearts to help bring it all together. I'm going to leave now. Thanks for the stream. Take care. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time, maybe. That's okay. Eating is important. We'll be here for the next one. Yay. I love doing these live streams. I'm actually thinking of doing another one like this month. Normally I do one a month, but I might do another one. But using maybe alcohol markers instead of paint markers, because I haven't done one of those in a while. All my recent live streams have been using paint markers, so okay. I'm introducing a new color, which not usually wise when I'm trying to keep the color palette limited, but nothing else is not quite gonna work for this spotted vibe for this plant. But I love this color, this like neon chartreuse. Also, Sui Ishida's art is amazing, and he improved a lot over the span of Tokyo Ghoul, so it's definitely worth looking at. Ooh, it sounds spicy. I do find that really interesting when with like not just manga, but like webtoons and like graphic novels and stuff, when you can see like the artist's style development and like their improvement over time. And then when you like go back to revisit the old stuff, you're like, oh wow, they've come so far. It's very cool. Okay, we'll do the liner on these plants. I don't feel super compelled to like put a ton of energy into these. Oh, actually, let's just put the soil in actually though. Which color? This one? Technically, the plant that my mom gave me has like stones in it, but I'm just gonna do that. What am I gonna eat? That is the question. I noticed some alcohol markers fade over time. Do you have any tips to help with that? That, unfortunately, I'm actually not sure. I know that they sell, you can buy like UV protective seals, like archival sprays and stuff, but I don't know if that would actually help with alcohol markers, since the paper often used with alcohol markers is so thin. So unfortunately, I'm not sure about that actually. The thing about alcohol markers in general is that it is not an archival medium to begin with. So that is the risk. That is unfortunately the risk of using them. So that's why generally I don't sell my originals of anything that's involving alcohol markers because of that reason, like because that they might fade over time. Yes, do another one if you can. The gays deserve 2 live streams for Pride Month. Oh my god, you know what? That's true. Maybe I should do, maybe I'll do like something Pride themed somehow. Maybe. Brainstorming. Wait, what was I doing? Oh, yes. Okay. If you compare the first volume with the last one of Tokyo Ghoul, you'll see an insane evolution. I love his art style so much. I will definitely check that out. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Actually, and I'm gonna do a little bit in here. This doesn't look like the plant at all, but it looks cute. And then, oh, actually, let me do just to give dimension to this candle. The candle has like other things going on it, but we're gonna leave it like that. We're almost there, and then I'm gonna head out and eat. Are there any other ways you express yourself artistically? You know what? I think the main thing for me is like makeup. Makeup and like hair and clothes. I do think those feel like extensions of like my creativity, because I often have like colored hair, and I like to wear like really fun makeup. So I definitely think that those are other outlets for me to kind of express my creativity. And then also even like my home decor, my studio, if y'all have seen my more recent YouTube studio tour on YouTube, I painted the walls pink, and I put up lots of artwork, and like I have a rainbow rug, and yeah, so that's another kind of extension of, you know, my creativity, I think, is the way I curate my home decor. You have been live for so long. I know, it's been over 3 hours. I'm ridiculous. But you know what? I had no other plans for my Saturday other than this, and working on the next YouTube video. So tomorrow is my social day, like my my real life social day. Because this is still social, but it's a different capacity of social. Tomorrow I am going to have dinner. No, I'm having lunch with my mom and sister. And then after that, I'm going to be grabbing like patio drinks with some friends. Which, yeah, hopefully it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. I think it should be. It'll be a good day. Enjoy the summer, spring. Is it summer now? Or is it still spring? I think we're still in spring, actually. Enjoy the spring weather. How often do you stream? I lately have been aiming for at least once a month. But this month I might do 2 potentially. I'm kind of bad with announcing them far in advance, but I usually will make a post on Instagram stories, or sometimes I'll post about it on my YouTube community thing. This time around I did make a post on Instagram on like my stories, but it was only like a couple of days in advance. So I'm kind of bad for that. I have been flip-flopping between Fridays and Saturdays, but I might do a Monday potentially. I don't know. Switch it up. But a weekend might make more sense. I don't know. Did that make me sound really Canadian, the way I said that? I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure what that. I don't know what that accent is. Okay. I'm gonna call that a day for this. It was like almost done. But yeah, these were my May favorites for the month. These are my favorites of the month of May. Yeah, English words, German accent. It's been a nice time. Thanks for spending your day with us. I'm so glad that you guys hung out with me. It was so fun. So for those of you who weren't here for the whole thing, so first favorite of the month was my character Momo, specifically my plush. So let's bring you up here. So This is my plush Momo. I have the link in the description if you want to pick her up. She's going to be only available for a limited time, and we need to sell 200 units in order for her to actually get funded. If it doesn't get funded, everyone gets a full refund. But yeah, so this is my original character, and I think she turned out really cute. She's got this super sassy, pouty vibe, and that's just, you know, that's my thing. And then we've got Rina Sawayama. I saw her in concert at the beginning of the month, and she was amazing. Got some plants and a candle that were gifted to me as housewarming gifts from my friend and my cousin and my mom. And then we got Heartstopper, which is just the sweetest, most wholesome show on Netflix right now. So that's the vibe. And I'll be posting this on Instagram probably early next week. But yeah, look out for a new YouTube video coming up on Monday of Yuji. I drew Yuji, and he will be coming to life on Monday. So, yeah. Do you get recognized on the street? I have not been recognized. I've not been recognized on the street. If you happen to see me on the street of Toronto, feel free to say hi. But anyway, thanks so much. I had so much fun with all of you. I'll make a post somewhere on the interwebs if I do another live stream this month. But yeah, I had so much fun, and I will catch you next time. Happy Pride Month. Bye. I think the app is broken. It's not letting me exit.